Good evening, everybody. We're here at the Papa 16 live qualifying for the A Division. And I'm here, my name's John, and I'm here with Todd McCulloch.
How you doing, John?
I'm doing great. We're watching some really cool action tonight.
The A Division is where it's at. These guys can really play, and I think we're going to take a look at Josh Sharp, who is phenomenal and trying to regain his championship ways here.
Josh was on last night. We did a little surprise broadcast.
Surprise!
Ha! And he was talking about how he likes to take his time playing pinball. And this is wonderful. We actually just happened to cut in to the point where Josh is taking a break and taking a drink from a water bottle.
I like his patience. I try and emulate it, but I'm just not as seasoned a player. I don't have as much composure as he does, but I like the way. And often the great thing about Josh is you'll hear him vocally, his thought process will be coming out. He'll be like, slow down, Josh, get control. And so we get a glimpse into his mind, and you can tell by the way he stops, by the way he wipes his hands, keeps that ball in the flipper, and really takes time to look at the play field, what he has lit up, what shot he needs. And so I think he's a good example of not getting out of control, not having that ball get totally random on him, and really being in a good position to execute. He's a very accurate shooter.
He seems to be best in a state of calm, and it seems like he keeps it, and sometimes you'll hear Josh when he gets out of that state of calm.
Yeah, even with our headphones on, we'll hear him. He could be quite loud and expressive, and I think it's getting to be crunch time here. We're at 9:30. There's a couple hours left, and so this is where sometimes desperation sets in. But other players will rise to the occasion and realize, I only have this much time to go. Every shot counts. Every game counts. I don't have time to start another ticket. I got to make the most of this one. And Josh has been doing these tournaments for a long time, so I would expect him to be playing some of his best pinball right here tonight.
Do you think we're really in crunch time with what we have 2.5 hours to go tonight?
It's amazing how quickly this time goes. I mean, often you go out to dinner on Saturday night, you think, I'll come back, I'll have a great run, but you realize that you're not the only player that may not be qualified, and everyone else has the same thing. I'll take a break, I'll get some food, I'll come back, and then we'll hit it hard, and all of a sudden the lines get a little bit longer, and the pressure, it's one thing if you can go from one game to the next, if you're having a good run. It can be detrimental when you have a good game, and then you're forced to just go and sit behind a couple of players before you can jump in again. And so you really have to keep your composure, because that deadline is a hard deadline. If you haven't started your game by midnight, that game is not getting in, and that entry will be voided. So you want to rush, but you also want to have composure.
What a run is, as Todd was just saying, is where people have to put in 5 games out of the choice of 10 in a Papa Bank, and they are all aggregated together to form a ticket. And each game is rated based on how all the other players over the weekend played. And basically, you need to get 3 to 4 good games on a ticket for you to have a chance at qualifying.
It can be quite maddening, and sometimes you walk around here and you ask people how they're doing, and often people say, I had a great thing going, I started off great, and I just couldn't finish it, or if it wasn't for this one game, and it seems like 4 might be an easier number. It seems like a lot of people around here have been able to put 4 together, but there's something about that 5th game that makes it very difficult to finish it off, and that's kind of the X factor. Is you really have to be a talented player to be able to have 5 consistent games without having any redos, any restarts. So it's really important that you pick the 5 out of 10 that suit your style best.
So just moving away from that a second, what Josh is doing, he's playing in a multi-ball right now, but I think his main focus is probably to tour the mansion. And Todd, I'm sure you've toured the mansion a couple times in your pinball career.
Just a couple of times, and then I, a little off topic here, but I started operating my Adams Family, and the building got struck by lightning and burned to the ground, so I no longer have an Adams Family. But at the time I had it, I was able to tour the mansion a couple of times. It's something fun to go for. Adams Family is one of the first games that I remember having sort of a wizard mode, having these windows, and as you start a mode, one will light up, and then the next one will light up as well. And so if you're a pretty accurate shooter and you're able to shoot that center ramp, at least on your first go-around, that's going to light for the next feature. So unlike some of these other games where you have to wait for it to time out, or you need to play the whole thing, or you need to complete it. Adam's Family just kind of lets you start one and you want to get to the next one, they'll let you sort of advance and go to the next one. So someone like Josh, he may want to start a mode and not necessarily play it out, but just continue to start them, and then whether you win them, whether you complete them, if you get them all done, you get to do Tour the Mansion. You get a big bunch of points right off the bat, and then it allows you, once you've completed it, you're allowed to start it again, and there's nothing that says you couldn't Tour the Mansion a second or third time. Now, in a situation like this, that would be phenomenal. Doing it once would put him in an excellent position in a run of 5, but I think that's a good strategy for people to just try and power through them. If you get some points in some of those modes, that's great, but you want to get that and you want to get those easy points for touring the mansion.
So if you look at the playfield on Adam's Family, there's a mansion right above the flippers, and you can see that there's a whole bunch of lights lit up on that mansion. And when he lights them all up, there will be a question mark that appears in red at the top of the mansion, assuming he gets that to that point. And if he hits the chair shot, he will actually collect 50 million points immediately and go into that very wizard mode Todd was just talking about.
It's great. It gives you a multi-ball, and in a game like Adam's Family, some of these more modern games have a ball save when you start a multi-ball, but Adam's Family is something where if you lose that ball, the game really doesn't give you those back. So the multi-balls become even more important to manage them and to be focused right from the get-go. And there's certain windows on that that change a little bit in this tournament situation, where there is no extra balls are turned off. One of those windows is an extra ball, so that's something you need to complete it to move on to the next one, but you're not going to get rewarded with that because the games are limited to 3 balls, no extra balls, and that's just the way this and most tournaments are.
So if you're watching right now, you might have noticed Josh is in multi-ball play. He's playing very, very conservatively right now, and he just had a ball fly across the center of the playfield, and it moved on its own. Well, it's actually not, oh, wait, no, it is a magnet below the playfield, isn't it?
It is, and I am a player, I'm a competitor, I'm a collector, and one of the most common things I hear from people who don't know that much about pinball, they think pinball is fixed, and they think that there's always magnets under the playfield that just throw the ball down the middle. That's how they feel, and
Magic.
I assure them that is not the case, but on a game like Adam's Family, they're not that far off. There are actually 3 magnets just above the flippers, just sort of below that sort of yellow plume of smoke there above the house. And I tell people, as many times as that magnet has thrown the ball down the middle, it's also saved me from times where the ball will be tracking to be lost and the magnet will throw it in a safe direction. So people say, oh, pinball's this and that, there's magnets thrown down the middle. And this is the one exception where those magnets are doing some funky things at different times, different modes, and in multi-ball. And it's part of the reason that this game is so beloved. It really adds to the randomness, and there's a reason that this game shows up in a lot of tournaments. It's tried and true. It's been around forever, and they sold a lot of units. This is a fantastic game, and I miss mine. I want one back.
Well, I think this was the most produced game of all time.
Of the modern era, for sure. I think there were some games back in the 30s and 40s that may have sold more units. But when we think of pinball the way it is now in tournaments like this, it was the most produced game of this era, for sure.
So Josh is still playing in his multi-ball. He's actually building up quite a few nice points. To explain why he's in multi-ball right now.
Let's explain why he's on the floor right now. He's taking a knee. He's hydrating, but he's got that hand on the flipper. And don't underestimate how important that is. At a recent tournament in California, Bowden was trying to do the same thing, and while he was doing that, his finger actually slipped off the flipper and the ball ran right down the middle. And he was pretty upset with himself for having kind of a rookie move. I mean, the one thing you got to do when you're taking a break is keep that finger on the button. Otherwise, down it goes.
So what Josh is doing is Josh is playing out one of the 2 mode multi-balls that's on the mansion. And that's from the 2 green lights that are on the near the left side of the mansion. There's one called the Thing multi-ball, and there's one called the Quick multi-ball. So what he was just doing was playing out the Thing multi-ball.
He was doing his best to keep one ball trapped on the right flipper, the jackpot shot just to the left of the blue bookcase as it spins. That was a left flipper shot, so he was trying to get control, and he's a little bit frustrated there to be out of that multi-ball and drain the ball. He's got to Got a bonus adding up here. Gets a replay, and once again, tournaments, it doesn't mean a whole lot to get a replay because you don't get a second chance to play it.
More frustrating than anything probably to Josh is not losing the ball, is losing the ball with 2 mansion rooms to go because the pressure has to be building. He needs to make 5 shots now in order to collect that 50 million huge points and get to the wizard mode. And, well, now he's down to 4 shots.
It's interesting, the psychology that goes into knowing what ball you're on. Sometimes when you're on your first ball, you really feel like you have plenty of time to get things done. The second ball could often be the sweet spot, the middle part of the story, and you feel like you have a little bit of insurance policy. But a lot of times, just because you have another ball, you can have one ball that goes on forever that you get a lot of things done, and then the next ball could just be gone before you know it. So you can't feel too good about having a... It's always better to have a couple more chances, but you can't rely on being able to get a whole lot done. So he wants to get further apart, and he's making some nice plays here. He just got thing for 10 million.
Well, I'll tell you what, it seems like he's making more desperation plays than anything because he's been a little bit out of control for the past 30 seconds. And this is where the pressure builds. He's missing his shot just a little bit early. The nerves are kicking in. The adrenaline's pumping. He knows what's coming.
He's getting towards the end of the road, and he's taking a sip of water here, trying to calm his nerves. He realizes what's on the line, that the time is getting short, nearing that 10 o'clock hour, and there is just no room for entries to. This is the time when entries go to die, except for the great ones that step up and respond under so much pressure.
And there's no reason for him to rush. He's doing exactly what he should do for Josh Sharp to qualify at the Papa Championships.
He's getting very, very close to getting all those rooms lit up. So he's making his way. He
now needs 2 shots left for the 50 million.
That is unfortunate. He tried a little post pass there, wanted the ball on the left flipper, and wanted to give himself the best opportunity.
And probably the nerves, he probably just hit it a little bit harder than he needed to. And he's not too happy with the announcers right now because I think he knew he was on television. And
he's got a headset. He's hearing what's going on here with us.
Well, Josh is a wonderful player, and he actually put up a very good score. And I don't know exactly where that puts it on the ranking for Adams Family scores, but let's see. Let's take a look here. That would currently be the 12th best score put up this weekend. So he would receive about mid-70 points for that score. On his ticket.
That's a pretty good point haul for one game, for sure.
But if he had made that other shot, he would have increased that by another 15 points.
Every point counts. There's no doubt about the importance of every little bit can mean the difference between making it, playing on Sunday, and being a spectator.
So we're moving over to Metallica, and we have Josh Henderson's on Metallica. Josh has been known as one of the most phenomenal players.
We got Tim on Metallica. We got Josh on Avatar.
Sorry. I was looking at the wrong game.
We just got a little note from Josh coming up here, telling us he's 1 for 5, so he's pretty happy. He knows he left a little bit on the table there, but this entry is still alive and well. He's 1 for 5. Well, he's 20% of the way there.
That's the first game on his ticket, so this is his final shot. This is it.
This is it, and I think he knows that. So he's going to have to make his game choices here selectively and make sure that there's really. One bad game really can blow this run of 5, and he's a fifth of the way there. He's played enough of these tournaments to know exactly how important all of these games are. Looks like he's sitting in the hot seat for Avatar, so I think following up after Josh Henderson's game, it looks like that has been completed, and I think we follow Josh into game 2 when he steps up to Avatar here in a little bit.
Right now, it's interesting to note that you might not be able to tell just because of what you can see at home, but the camera is only following one person, Josh, just right now. There's 50 other people in the same situation as Josh. It's Saturday night. It's crunch time. It's busy. People are upset. People are unhappy. Some people are very happy, but they are the ones that are already above the magic cutoff line. And all of them are trying to get onto the machines right now. And there's lines built up. There's people giving people massages.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. And then there's also people who have left the building and are medicating with Captain Morgan and Jim Beam.
There's some people that are happy with their position. Some of them may feel like they're safe, so they may be back at their hotel room getting rested for the finals tomorrow. Other people may have left in disgust at the way that they played, not happy with their results, and figuring, better luck next year. And then there's other people that will not quit. They will not stop until they stop selling entries, until they physically have to turn the machines off. So there's some people with some serious never say die attitude, and in each of these divisions, people are battling right till the end, and they're going to have to turn the lights out for some of these people to go home.
Well, just to continue following Josh, I think we're going to move over to Avatar, and where Josh is starting the second game on his ticket. He's the rules for Avatar are pretty simple for competition play. There's 2 multi-balls, and you want to sort of stagger them. So he's probably going to try to set up the link multi-ball, which is what he's working on right now. That's backhanding that shot right up into that little link shot, and you have to hit it 5 times to start a multi-ball. And after you start the multi-ball, you want to lock a ball right back up in there again.
There's a couple of metal posts that are there. You have to hit on that a couple of times, and then once that's up, you've got to put a ball in there. And while that ball is in there, then you got to knock it out of there. And so after you've done that, he wants to put one of these 2 balls back into that spot. The post will come back out, hold it, and kick out another ball. So he would prefer to backhand it, and he just nails that shot. The posts come up, that
Nice.
Ball stays there, and another ball is put into play, and he still is holding that other ball on the right flipper. And he would love to hold that there for quite some time. And now you're basically playing a 1-ball multi-ball. As far as the game is concerned, you have multiple balls in play, but Josh is really taking that extra ball out of the madness, out of the chaos that can happen when balls start to hit each other. And so he's really trying to isolate things and really make things as basic as possible in order to be successful. Now the ball had come out of the link and 2 balls had gone down, so he's back to single ball play. And now he's looks like he's working on the second multi-ball, which is the amp suit multi-ball, and he'll be working in some links as well. So not a good drain there. He's got close to $4 million after ball 1, and going back to ball 2, and it's going to be rinse and repeat. He's going to be working on the link again. There's a 3 bank of targets that are in front of the amp suit. When you start the ball, one is flashing. If you can hit that one, that's very efficient. The whole bank will come down. If you miss the shot, then you have to hit all 3 of those. No, that has been completed. That is down, and he's going to need to shoot it right up the center of those 2 shots and hit the amp suit target a couple of times should he decide to get that multi-ball going. His emphasis right now is on getting link multi-ball going again. He's been very accurate with that shot. That one counted, and he's going to have to pop another one in there.
You notice his accuracy. Now, what people may not tell is that there's 2 big black fat rubbers surrounding that link shot that makes that shot very small.
He's making that look easy.
He's making it look easy, where I can tell you I've tried to qualify quite a few times over this weekend, and I had enormous difficulty making that shot. And when it hits those black rubbers, it ricochets, and with the out lane set at pretty much the widest possible setting, the ball's going to go.
Just the way it is with that wire form, especially on the left out lane, there's really no rubber to be able to bounce that ball back into play. So when the ball ends up on this game, even more so than some others, when it goes all the way to that left-hand side, you really don't get a lot of friendly bounces off of that metal rail. So I know from playing Avatar in the past that even under standard settings, as the game will come from the factory out of the box, that link is a difficult shot, and then to have basically just some goalposts that have been almost like having inner tubes around them, just to really make it that much more precise. And Josh is he looks to be hitting at about a 90% rate of that shot, and so it makes this game quite a bit more challenging for these A players.
Oh, well, he accidentally did an extra little nudge on the right-hand side, and there's not any room for error. So unfortunately, that finishes up Josh's game too. He's not as happy with that game as he was with the first.
He's giving us the eyes. He's looking over at the broadcasting booth, and I think he knows we've been following him a little bit. He's got some the eyes in the sky, just rooting for him, wanting him to do well for sure. So I noticed that local Pittsburgh players putting together a really nice game on Indianapolis 500. Chris Stevens, CDs. Let's take it over to Indianapolis for the Indianapolis 500.
So Chris is one of the local players here in Pittsburgh, and me and him often battle in a lot of games. And he's actually fairly well known for his recent tournament performance, where he took, well, this might be a spoiler alert for some of you who haven't seen the videos yet, but he took second place in Pinburg and put up a really great showing against some of the best players in the world, including playing well against Keith Elwin. So Chris's was just in a turbo lock, the turbo multi-ball, where you continue to hit the lock shot over and over again to collect an increasing value of points, 10 million more each time. And now he appears to be going back after a regular multi-ball.
So stepped away from the game a little bit, did a little bit of a stretch, loosen up. Sometimes these guys can be standing in the machine for a long period of time, and you want to be loose, you want to be ready, and a little bit of a yoga routine there, getting back into play mode.
So based on what I see on the board, it looks like he's trying for his third multi-ball of the game based on the difficulty of the lock settings. Oh.
He's got a couple going around there in the centrifuge, in the engine there, and this is a shot up the left orbit to light the lock, and that ball will come around to the upper right flipper, activated by that the same flipper button on the right hand side.
So he's lit his lock, and multi-ball is lit. If he can just make that shot off the upper flipper, and it's gonna come around to that, and let's see if he can make it.
There it is. Beautiful shot. That's going to get ejected out of they call a BUK, or a vertical up kicker, into the we'll call that the engine, and that spins around, and then the centrifugal force is going to have those balls come back into play. And this is a fast and furious game designed by Dennis Nordman. There's lots of flow, there's lots of speed, and so he's trying to take a lot of that speed and randomness out of the game right now. He's in multi-ball, and he wants to be able to just take a couple of balls out of play and just be able to isolate and hit the exact shot that he needs here. He needs to hit some ramps for some jackpots, both the right and the left alternating. There's a left ramp jackpot, and up to the upper flipper, and then now the right ramp will be lit. So ideally, he'd like to get two balls trapped on the right flipper, have one ball isolate on the left, and be able to nail that right ramp and be able to go back and forth and capitalize on as many jackpots as he possibly can. There's no limit. That's the great thing about pinball. It's unpredictable. And basically this game will allow him to hit those all day until he loses all but one ball, and then he's no longer in multi-ball and he's back to single play mode. So there was a left jackpot shot, and now the right one's lit. That was excellent timing to be able to hit one and then the other. And there's another jackpot on the left ramp.
And another thing that you can do is when you have two balls in play, you can actually put two balls back into the turbo lock, and it will eject a third ball for you until you collect something called an outstanding jackpot. And that's where you put And that's where you put 3 balls back in the turbo, and it's worth a much larger point value. That was a great multi-ball.
That was very, very well executed, and there's so much. I mean, if you don't play pinball a lot and you tried to execute the way that he has on that play, it would be very difficult to keep those balls alive above the flippers, let alone to be able to control it and to be able to hit precise shots with all this other madness and pinball chaos going on. So that was excellent ball control. A little bit of a drop catch there to take that energy out of the ball and keep it on the flipper. A little bit of what I like to call a bit of a ramp pass there. The ball is coming down the right in lane, and you want to create a little bit of a bridge using the ball's momentum to get over to the side of the flipper that you want to be able to hit the shot you're looking for.
So he is in a pit stop multi-ball, and he has 3 jackpots lit at the current time. They're the flashing bright car lights that are on the left orbit, the left ramp, and the right orbit.
There's the one. He gets that ramp. In order to get credit, there will be a switch further down. Basically, that ball needs to come up to the apex of the top of the ramp and then continue all the way around for you to get credit. It doesn't do you any good to get that ball going halfway up the ramp and coming back down. In fact, it can be a really dangerous position to be in to hit a ball partway up a ramp, because that's basically lined up with the center in between the 2 flippers. So if that thing goes halfway up, it's likely to come back down and be headed for that center drain. So you've got to make some changes. You've got to shake the game a little bit, change the trajectory so that as the ball is coming down that ramp, it doesn't end up going down the middle.
And once again, the out lanes are very wide, and a missed shot led to a drain out of one of the balls out the left out lane.
There's a little bit of a grace period. So when you're out of multi-ball back into normal 1-ball mode, you usually have a few seconds to finish up or to try and get one last shot. And so he had the ball in the right flipper, and he had to make a decision. Do I want to just get composure? Do I want to set myself up to start building towards the next thing? Or do I want to take one last shot? And in this case, it was the right decision. It was a controlled shot. It was a shot he's made before, and he was able to score one last jackpot. Nice. And then the game goes back to normal 1-ball mode, which is where we find him right now.
So, very good game by Chris. He tilted out, unfortunately, on his final ball. But
and one of the things about tilting, obviously, he's going to lose the ball in that situation. So it's worth a try. But a ball like that, where he scored lots of jackpots and had many things going on in a good way, there's a bit of a side bet going on as you're playing, and the game is setting aside points, and and that is called your bonus, and that adds on to your score at the end of a completed ball where you don't tilt. So sometimes your emotions get the better of you. Sometimes you're a little frustrated, and you have this never say die attitude where you don't want that ball to go down, and you'll do anything to save it. But you sort of have to have composure and realize I've been having a good ball. I've got lots of these points off to the side, and I want them to be added to my score. So do what you can to save the ball without tilting, and then all of a sudden those points can really, really add up. And certain games have bonuses that can really help to build your score by the end of the game.
I mean, I don't think his bonus in that particular case would have been more than about 50 to 60 million points. So if there was a legitimate chance that he felt he could have saved that ball, go ahead and take a shot. You know?
Right, because having that ball is really there's an infinite amount of points that are still on the table if you're able to save that ball. So
exactly,
I think it's if you're in a close match and you're trying to catch, this happens more in head-to-head matches where you might be second player, and you know how many points you need to get. And I've been a part and have seen matches where people just get emotionally tied up and they don't want to see the ball drain, and they end up tilting and losing the match, whereas if they would just had some composure and let the ball drain, they would have won that match. So in this case, in qualifying, it can be a little bit different, and overall that was well executed game.
So we're currently looking back at Adam's family again, and Andy Rosa is playing a very similar style, it appears, to what we saw from Josh Sharp earlier. He just took he's taking a walk away from the machine right now. Oh, that was his final ball. So he didn't get nearly as far as he wanted to, I think, in the progress that time.
That's right. For a player like Andy to finish with almost 45 million out of the game, he's definitely disappointed with that, and was definitely looking for a higher score at this point on Saturday evening.
Yeah.
You're looking for, I'd say, 70 points, and different people are going to be shooting for different things, but if you were to get, say, 70 points across the board on all 5 games, that's the kind of consistency these guys are looking for, and if an opportunity comes to take a top score or second score or third, you of course keep playing. There's really no limit. There can be a little bit of unsettling territory to be in a number one spot. If in fact someone comes up after you and puts up a better score, your score will get knocked down not just 1 point, but 10. So there's a premium put on having a number one score, and it really only helps out when no one else tops you.
Just to give an update on where Andy stands in the rankings, he's currently in 19th place, and they take the top 16 to the finals tomorrow. So he's really in the nth hour, and he's so close to doing it, but not quite there yet.
There's 2 hours remaining left in qualifying tonight, and you might be looking at the standings saying, he's close. He wouldn't need to do much more work, but just the format and the way that this tournament is run, it's unlikely. At times, depending on the scores you had, it is possible for your run of 5 games to go up and to improve as other players knock down scores of your opponents. But for the most part, if you're in a position 17, 18, 19 where you're out of it, that basically that run is done and dead, and you're going to have to start a whole nother one to try and leapfrog and basically get yourself into the top 16. And so you can't always try and improve on one that's there. You've basically got to start over, and that can be disheartening. And other times it can be a fresh start. And so you might see some players playing a run and having a bad game or 2 out of 5 and realize this run is not going to have it, and it becomes a matter of time. You may just void that ticket and start fresh and not even play all 5 games and try and get another full entry in games that don't run away.
So we're back to following Josh Sharp. He's on Time Machine, and if you happened to tune in last night, you would have noticed Bowden finishing up his magnificent run that's still in first place on Time Machine, and it was a wild and crazy game to watch.
We are two wild and crazy guys. I know Bowden was disappointed that Classics finals were happening, and he really didn't like the way that he finished out, and he ended up not making the finals. The top 16 players in the Classics division playing a final each evening here at Papa. And he was disappointed that he didn't make it, and he was frustrated. So he decided to channel that energy and try and make something good happen. So he came over, he bought an A entry, he came in here, and all of a sudden he started taking that frustration and letdown from the Classics and channeling that into a very productive run in A that so far has him in the top spot. And that top spot carries a $500 bonus to the top qualifier in A. We'll get a little bit of pocket money. So I know that's incentive for people to keep playing and trying to get the top score. So Bowden is certainly hoping to hold on to that position and watching closely to see who that top qualifier will be. And maybe even more so than the money is the ability to drive the bus, drive the car in the finals, and really have your pick of machines. So if you have a run like Bowden did, and you had the best run of ever, and you end up in first place, obviously you're comfortable with those games. Now you're going to be in the luxurious position of choosing those games again, and really you just only become your own worst enemy, where you're in control and you feel comfortable with games, and other people aren't making the decisions for you. And you can really see people do well in tournaments when they have a good qualifying position that allows them to pick the games they want, pick the games that will give them the best chance to be victorious at the end of this.
Let me briefly explain a little bit about Time Machine. Time Machine is a mid-1980s Data East game, and it's set very difficult for Papa settings, just like all the games that we'll be seeing tonight are.
There's no cheese puffs out there.
Oh, certainly not.
No cream puffs.
Most players in the playing in the A division are going to be going for a multi-ball, which you achieve by either hitting the stand-up targets. There's 3 sets located around the playfield, but those are very, very dangerous shots. So you'll see most players actually shooting the ramps, and each time you shoot a ramp, you get spotted one of those stand-up targets that advances you towards multi-ball. So when you hit 3 stand-up targets, you get a lock lit, which is lit on the right ramp. And it appears there's actually a
We've got a stuck ball there. That ball is just stuck behind the blue pop bumper, the first of the 3. Most of these games will have a cluster of 3 pop bumpers together. That seems to be the way that designers like to do it. And for some reason, that what they call kind of a skirt or of that pop bumper did not activate, and that ball was not kick free. So in a situation like that, obviously the ball is still in play, and so he calls an official over. So Mark Steinman is on the case, and very carefully he opens up the coin door, very careful not to slam tilt. He wants the game to stay exactly how it is, removes the glass, physically takes the ball, and places it onto the player's flipper, and he is allowed to, and the ball is lost there. And obviously your rhythm can be affected. Things can be really rolling for you, and through no fault of your own, all of a sudden your flow can really be changed, and that ball is in a different place and can have a different feel. But
then again, this is Time Machine, so your ball can go at any time anyways. So it takes a lot of accuracy to make any of these ramps right now, because once again there is extra fat rubber posts dividing the ramps, and that makes that shot maybe a quarter of an inch smaller than it used to be. And you say,
every inch counts.
You say that's not a big deal.
That is a big deal.
That makes your accuracy, you have to be 50-75% more accurate in order to make that particular shot. And he's lining it up right now.
He's calling a shot like Babe Ruth, baby. He wants the
called shot. Nothing but net.
Oh yeah, this is one of those games that has a wire form ball return, and typically when designers use those, they want a fast, flowy game, and that metal ball on the metal wire form returns tend to get the ball back to the flipper very quickly. Most games will have that wire form exiting to the in lane. You have a lot of time to prepare for the ball to come. You can be lining up your shot, getting ready to time it. Certain games, like this one, actually have the ball being released on the other side of the slingshot, and that can lead to different things. The ball can end up on the flipper. If you don't react quickly, it's down. It can also end up hitting the slingshot and bouncing. And so this is one of those games where sometimes in certain games you hit a ramp and you can feel pretty confident that ball is coming exactly down the in lane, and you can really measure it up and make it a repeatable shot. But in this case, when that ball gets delivered on that wire form on the other side of the slingshot, who knows exactly where that ball is coming out. So that makes the returns on this game pretty unpredictable.
And right now, Josh has locked two of the balls for Multiball, and he was about to shoot for his third and final lock to start a Multiball, and unfortunately, the ball had another different idea than what Josh had.
The ball often does. It often does have other plans for where you intend it to go. And just missing any of these shots can really make things go downhill in a hurry.
Josh is probably going to take a few minutes right now and try to walk off some of the pain from that Time Machine game. Actually, notably, I think he's taking a few minutes and walking towards the announcer's booth. Okay, so we're at Metallica.
We're at Metallica with Mr. Sean Grant, a.k.a. The Storm.
Why is he called The Storm?
I think he calls himself The Storm. I think he may have had an album of some kind released, and I think maybe that is his stage name, his musical name, his pinball name. And he's a very intense player, very passionate, very talented, very skilled. And his time is coming. He really feels like it's just a matter of time. He's been in positions to win championships. He's won some championships before, and he would love to have the title of world champion here at Papa. I think the last 3 years, I think he's failed to qualify in A division, and it really has put together some good runs here this year, and feels like it's just a matter of time before he's crowned the champion. He's plays extremely well in New York City. There's a lot of great players there, and there's lots of pinball going on, and it's growing all the time. And he's kind of the name in pinball in a major city like New York City. So
Sean also finished fourth in Pinburg recently, which is fourth out of 400. That's
a pretty good percentile right there. I would say that's a pretty good finish.
That ain't too shabby.
NTS, baby, not too shabby.
And I'll second what you were saying. Sean is one of the most intense players. You can see him hunched over the game almost, and it's a level of concentration that most people just don't give to anything in life. and he's trying to evaluate everything as quickly as possible.
A lot of information that he needs to process, and he really doesn't miss a lot. He's taking it all in, extremely accurate. He told me one time when we were playing that he was a power player, and so he's able to hit some repeatable shots, and was extremely helpful when I first met him when I came here to Papa. He asked me what division I was playing in, and then we looked at the bank of games that I was going to need to play. This is when I first became a competitor. I didn't know who he was, and he took the time to walk around and find all the games in my bank in a practice area, and help teach me the strategy, and really help to make me a better player. And so I'll always remember how nice he was, how generous he was when his time, when he could have been preparing for his own quest. He was willing to help me out, and I'll always remember that about Sean, about his willingness to help. And so he just really wants to promote pinball, and would love to get some victories while all that's going on.
So right now, Sean is, well, I seem to have this habit of trying to describe what mode somebody's in, and right when I say something, their mode ends. So I feel like I'm almost bad luck for a player at this point.
You're the cooler. He's got Coffin Multiball going here, and that's the
big multiball.
That's one of the multiballs where you can add another one. Some of these you're kind of restricted, but that one has some flexibility, and you can continue to work on another one while you're in there. So that is a big one, especially on this game. You've got to hit that captive ball enough times to lock balls 1, 2, and 3. And in a lot of these multiballs, there are sort of music picks, guitar picks, and they are on. 2 of them are on either side of the right ramp, and 2 of them are on either side of the inline drop targets, just in front of the big gravestone, the grave marker. And so as you hit all 4 of those, the snake will light up, allowing you to basically put a ball away. And in this case, he just hit the last one, and the snake should be available for him to put a ball away. It's sort of an insurance policy for later. So when you get out of multi-ball mode, it'll often kick that ball back into play. And so that's the strategy once you get into most of these multi-balls.
Well, now that Sean's game is over,
It's not
Josh
over.
is...
He's got one more ball.
Oh, good grief.
I mean, we can still move on if you want to.
Well, no, we don't need to move on. I just wanted to actually take a second and welcome Josh, who's taking a few-minute break from his qualifying run.
It's more of a 1-year break, John, from my qualifying run to start a year from now. Yeah, it was. Well, I don't know how much you guys ended up seeing.
We watched you like we were basically.
I feel sorry for you guys. I had a front row seat to that madness.
Mm-hmm. I would like an apology personally from you.
I'm writing you a handwritten note right now, Tom.
I will better commentary to give. We're sorry he missed another shot. And
do we know where Sean's at right now in his run?
I know he's currently on Metallica.
I know he's qualified, as a matter of fact. He's actually in 12th place as we speak. And in just a second, I'll probably get the information for where he's at on this current run. But right now, he's putting up a game that I believe is going to be, if it ended at this very second, which it won't because he just started electric chair multi-ball, he would be probably about in 40th position on this game. So he definitely has points coming from this game.
Pulling up the detail of his current entry in progress, it looks like this is slowly becoming a defensive run for Sean. He has a couple of zeros on the board, it looks like, or close to it. So this is game 3 of 5. And, him being in 13th position, your Papa entry can go from offense to defense, and now he's looking to probably take a point away from the other players that are around him to try to solidify his previous entry.
Just what is a defensive run, so people know?
Okay, so your 5 games collectively will accumulate to some total number of points, and you're being compared to all the other competitors who all have, their own runs made up of their own games, and you can play as many times as you'd like, and all of your runs count as, I guess, unique entries. So it's, Sean Grant number 1, Sean Grant number 2, Sean Grant number 3, and you only get to keep your best in terms of final standing, but all of the other scores that you put up end up impacting the points that are awarded to other players on their run. So that $44 million, while this run may end up being nothing for him, he knocked down a bunch of players. It looks like we are moving to attack from Mars here shortly.
Is that Donovan on attack?
It sure is. Let's see. You can tell by his feet because he's a foot shuffler while he plays. He's a great ballroom dancer and a heck of a pinball player.
He's cutting a rug. Oh, yeah, he does.
He does.
He's got a bit of the two-step.
I call it the step shuffle.
Oh, the step shovel.
I mean, I guess you could call it the step two-step. Yeah, that's a little incestuous.
Footwork.
Step. That wouldn't be a very appropriate.
The two-step. The step and the Donovan step. Oh, he's got the pelican going there.
And his two-step led him out of the ring.
Into the two-tilt. He is not looking thrilled with that finish. This is the time of the night where people are looking for big-time scores, and sometimes it's really impressive how some people are able to use this time to really focus and realize that they're getting their last shot at it. And sometimes you'll see people put up bigger scores than anyone's had all day Thursday, all day Friday, and all day Saturday. And so other times people don't play up to their potential and know that they have some squandered opportunities and that they're not taking advantage of their chances. I know Sanjay Shea is stepping up to attack from Mars, and I've been to a number of tournaments where he has played very well under pressure, and when the time is short, he's been able to come up with some big games when it's important.
Sanjay is not qualified at this point, and so he's likely
he's
on
all
his,
offense.
Yeah, he's all offense. There's no defensive
right
run
now.
here.
He needs to put some points on the board.
And Donovan is currently 15, so he's in at the moment, and he's probably looking to have a more solid entry for himself, but if not, defense is available to him.
Well, I don't know if anybody would feel very confident sitting with nearly 2 hours to go and being in 15th out of 16th, because a lot of things can happen in the final 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Looks like we have Frank Romero, who is just finishing Avatar. Let's see where we're moving next.
Frank Romero with the signature towel. You never see him at a pinball competition without one.
That's right. When I throw in the towel on my run, I'm going to go find Frank first.
Actually, I never officially got to throw in the towel for my competition for the weekend. I think Lyman offered to let me borrow his.
That may be the same towel that he's been using since the early 90s, so it's...
Maybe I don't want to touch it then.
And it looks like...
So we're watching Johnny Monica on...
Johnny Monica on Johnny Mnemonic? No, just kidding.
I think it looks like we're going to switch back over to Avatar, where that 1990s towel is being put to use. We have Lyman Sheets that is just starting a game.
Lyman Sheets is a world champion of pinball multiple times.
He's just a world champion human. I mean, just a fantastic person, a world champion programmer, heck of a pinball player. The guy's great. So I'm definitely rooting for him to get this run right where he wants it.
And personally, my pinball mentor growing up in Chicago, he was the man that I looked up to the most.
Wow, that's a pretty good mentor to have.
Some people look up to Michael Jordan.
That's
others
right.
look up to Lyman Sheets.
We all look up to you, Todd.
Well, I'm 7 feet tall, so that's just a matter of
Perspective.
size. Yes, that's right. That's just a literal term. We just got the announcement that they'll be stopping selling entries in 1 hour, so people kind of have to decide whether they're stocked up on the you're allowed to buy 2 at a time, and whether you decide to ride those out or whether you make that trip to the front desk and say, I need another shot at it, give me another 2. How much time do you think you have left to get things in?
So Lyman just did something really interesting, and I've played Avatar every run that I've made.
Yes.
He, instead of, typically the safe strategy is just to pound in that link shot, which is sort of in that upper middle left-hand portion of the playfield. If those 4 blinking blue arrows on the left side that he is pounding away at again, if you can get through those 4, it starts Navi Hurry Up, which are all the shots around the playfield are lit for like this hurry up scoring, and then you can bring that into multiball with you. It's definitely at tournaments that aren't Papa style, where you get to sort of just keep playing the same game until you have a better score. That's kind of how I play Avatar, but good Lord, I would not put my Papa life on trying to stack Navi and a multi-ball. But you know what? That's why Lyman wins World Championships and I don't.
He's willing to go
He's
for it,
willing to
baby.
go for it. And he failed on it in ball 1 and just said, screw that, we're just going to do it again on ball 2.
I'm going again. He did not get discouraged.
Nice nudge out of the right side.
So is Lyman qualified right now? I'm not really sure.
Lyman is in the same, when we were talking about Sean and Donovan, Lyman is 12th, and he is currently, it looks like 17 points above the cut line.
Do you think he should feel safe at this point?
I actually think he's going to be okay. Looking at his run that made it in, I just don't think there's enough time left, especially with the qualifying cutoff at midnight, for his numbers to bleed down, 17 more points and then to have that drop all the way below 16th place. I'm sure if you ask Lyman, he believes that there is no way he's making it in, which is probably the right attitude to have right now. So he's going out to, get his best run right now.
Josh, I'd love to keep you here all night, but are you going to actually try to finish this run and crush it?
I will probably play my last 2 games at some point when I get some relief. It looks like Mr. Cairns is walking over, but mathematically, it looks like my next best chance to become Papa World Champion will be Papa 17 at this point.
365 days till next year's
That's
championship.
right.
I gotta get
You
ready.
and me both.
It's on my wall. It's already marked.
Crossing off days on the calendar.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you in the booth. I just wish...
I wish I could have given you guys a better show.
Well, we were kind of hoping for that too, but you did your best.
I showed you guys how to miss ramps on Time Machine.
You were nailing that link shot though. You sure had that dial, especially with those big rubbers there getting in your way. You sure had that shot locked in.
Yeah, the rubbers actually aren't too bad. They're similar rubbers made out of a different material that tend to be a little bit more frictiony, so they tend to reject a ball if it touches it at all. These sort of glide it right into the shot, so it's actually not too bad.
Nice. Well, you sure made it look easy.
17 million so far for Lyman. If he can get into one more link, this will be a decent score for him.
Lyman is definitely not the weakest link.
And I know for me, I would always shoot it from the left flipper, and Lyman is.
And why is that? Why would that be?
For me, it's similar to Adam's family. It's just an easier backhand for me somehow. And I know Lyman, will shoot the chair on Adam's family from the right flipper as well. And
Yeah, he has no... I wouldn't say he has no fear, but he doesn't mind taking a forehand shot at it.
And really, I mean, you guys play. It's really whatever makes you feel the most comfortable.
Whatever makes you happy.
Well, if I am playing a particular machine and I feel I can make a shot forehand, I'm not gonna go for a backhand anyways. Just because somebody else says it's safer, I'm just gonna take a shot that I feel I can make.
Well, and it's definitely, it also involves executing a post pass, which, isn't free of charge.
Right. There's an added risk, and I think the physics of what Josh is talking about makes a lot of sense. That backhand just doesn't have the same speed, and so you have more time to react on a missed shot, and it doesn't come screaming back at you the way a forehand or when the ball is shot from the middle of the flipper at its highest strength. So I think the backhand gives you a little bit of time to react should that shot miss. But with Josh, he never misses, so that really doesn't become an issue.
Looks like we're on Centaur with Stephen Bowden, who is currently on the outside looking in. Let's see where he's at right now. And sort of a busted run. He's on game 3. But with 3 games left, 3 first places get you in, so it's possible.
Well, that's really never the position you want to find yourself in.
I would say that's
position
not
of
the
desperation.
right.
It's not the ideal.
It's an interesting strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it pays off for him.
At this point, some of the high scores on the games are untouchable for mere mortals.
And there's some people that theorize that the way that these games play throughout the tournament changes, and that they may play the freshest and the strongest in terms of flippers and the way the ball bounces when this tournament opens up on Thursday. I've heard some players saying the kickouts change, and maybe the games get pushed around a little bit, and they need to be leveled, or that there are changes to the way that the game plays as the weekend goes on. And I think it's getting more and more difficult for these guys to put up big scores now.
Yeah, there's definitely kickouts changing over the course of 4 days is absolutely something you have to deal with.
That's a pretty good centaur score.
That is a really good centaur score, and he left his multi-ball lit on ball 3. He really had a chance to blow that up even more, but I would take that in a heartbeat.
I would take that.
Well, it's hard to take that when you actually needed the first place score, which I believe is right around 8 million points.
That is phenomenal.
Well, my goal is to now go put up 8 million points on centaur. I'm going to go play game 4 of my busted run and enjoy my last 20 to 30 minutes of Papa qualifying.
Josh, best of luck.
I think we'll be here supporting you.
Thanks, guys.
We will be cheering you on.
I'll try not to swear so loudly out there that you'll hear me from the booth.
And we will try not to do the same here.
And we will not laugh where you can hear us.
I appreciate that, although in your voice, John, I will hear you laugh all night.
We will try and muffle it as best we can.
Thanks, brothers.
Thank you.
So we're back to Attack from Mars.
Attack from Mars is sporting one of the color DMDs. You see the animation of the dot matrix displays of most of these modern games are in a traditional orange, which has sort of been the standard from about 1992 till recently, when a company called Color DMD decided to go back to the drawing board and said, you know what, these games are colorful, the back glasses are colorful, the side art, the playfield art. Why isn't the dot matrix display done in color? So they took the time to basically pixel by pixel animate them and colorize them. And personally, I'm not a big fan of a lot of things that change the game or mod it, but this is one I'm all in favor for. I think it adds a lot to the game, and so you can see the score on Attack from Mars showing many different colors and really showing what the animators, I think, had in mind when they described the game. So they're continuing to put a bunch of those things out for different games, and I just think it adds to the display. I mean, as a player, that dot matrix display is not something that you look at very often. I mean, a lot of these players will know at times if they put the ball into a saucer, if they put it into somewhere where they know from memory that the game will hold that, there's a chance for them to look up at the dot matrix display. But most of these players know the strategy so well, they don't need the visual cues. That's where auditory cues come in. They're very important in pinball. So a player does not need to divert their attention from the playfield, but they just need to listen to what the game is saying in order to know exactly where they are and what they should shoot for. And now you start to see a lot of players playing with headsets, something we didn't see a number of years ago. But now I think players are realizing they want to tune out some of this, the other noise. They want to tune out the player or the game next to them and really focus. I know a particularly good player who, if they're playing a fast game, will set their iPod to a fast song and gets their heart going and really gets them pumping. Other games, like the way we saw Josh Sharp playing very controlled earlier and really taking his time, that player might put on something a little softer and just really calm their nerves and slow down. And so it's kind of a recent phenomenon, seeing a lot of competitive players playing with a headset and trying to aid them acoustically by the stimulus that they're getting. And so in a case like this, you might be missing some of these auditory cues. But like I said, these players have played a lot of these games in tournaments over and over, and they really don't need the visual or the audio cues. There's usually a series of lights along the playfield that show them exactly where they are in their progress towards getting where they need to be.
So we've moved over to Last Action Hero, and we have Keith Johnson playing it, Kiefer as we know him. And Last Action Hero is a game that surprisingly most tournament players will play a lot like people play Addams Family. Basically, you have a scoop in the middle with which you start a whole bunch of modes that you can find on the lower portion of the playfield. And when you complete all those modes, you can get a mode called Last Action Hero, which is a 6-ball, huge multi-ball. Not worth as many points as actually completing all the modes through, but it's sort of the destination point in the game. In tournament play, a lot of players will try to get through all those modes and pick up as many points as they can on the way. And the interesting thing about Data East games of this era is you have something called a smart missile. And a smart missile will award whatever is lit on the playfield when you hit the smart missile. There's a gun on the front of the game, and it's a big lit button, and you hit it. You can use it once per game. It blows up everything, and you're very happy when it goes off. So on ball 3, if you haven't already started a multi-ball like we see for Kiefer right now, you can actually use the smart missile to start your multi-ball. But better yet, you can use it to complete modes within the multi-ball in order to get one of the other 6-ball multi-ball releases, which can lead to some of the biggest points in the entire game.
These Data East games typically have a little bit of a gimme feature. If you're not successful in your first 2 balls at progressing towards a multi-ball, even if you don't have everything ready, typically they will just basically have that multi-ball ready for you as a sort of, we know you've struggled a little bit on your first 2 balls, here's a little something for you. And so really there's a lot of strategy that comes into when to use that smart missile, and whether to score it once you started multi-ball, to score a jackpot, whether as a last resort, and really you have to do it. You have to be quick. As soon as that ball goes down the outlane and trips that outlane switch, you don't have all the time in the world to make that decision. You just have a half second to get it done.
He didn't get it done in that case. You might have noticed one of the last things we saw on the screen was smart missile deactivated. When it goes down that outlane switch and touches one of those outlanes, you can't use the smart missile anymore. And he had multi-ball lit. He could have used it at any time to collect his multi-ball, but he didn't. And it hit that switch before he was able to hit the big smart missile button. And, well, he gave it a little shove afterwards. And
a little bit frustrated for sure. I never had a last action hero, but I did have a Jurassic Park. And same thing, there were many times at home where I'd be frustrated with myself. I would go and reach for that trigger, reach for that button, thinking that you have it in your pocket as an insurance policy, but really the game really just gives you a blink of an eye in order to cash that in.
So we are watching the number 1 ranked player in the world right now, which is Zach Sharp.
He's related to Josh Sharp, isn't he?
I think they may be brothers.
I think they might be brothers. They're quite the team. They're a 1-2 punch. They play in doubles tournaments together. Sometimes they'll be split flipper games, and it's almost like they know what each other is thinking, and they've always been very supportive of each other. And much like the Williams sisters in tennis, these guys have pushed each other. And the great thing about pinball and most of these competitors is they're doing this for fun. There's this is something that they've grown up together. They've pushed each other. They've competed their whole lives, and really it's really helped them to be 2 of the best players on the world stage. And for a long time, it seemed like Josh was finishing higher in tournaments than Zach, and all of a sudden Zach has risen to the number 1 spot and has been traveling around the country and doing extremely well at many of the Papa circuit events and other tournaments, and has really done an amazing job on the world stage, and recently just narrowly finished second at the IFPA World Championships over in Germany, and looking here to capture his first Papa World Championship tomorrow. So he's trying to get it done. That would be a huge accomplishment for him.
So Zach is in the electric chair multi-ball, and basically you get this multi-ball by shooting up the middle like he just did with 2 of the balls there, and bashing the chair over and over again, about 10 times until finally the magnet right next to the chair grabs it and starts and throws out 3 balls. So once the multi-ball is running, you have 3 lit jackpots, the left orbit, the electric chair, and the right orbit. You also can get an add-a-ball, which also doubles your score, and you get that by hitting the 4 guitar pick stand-ups, which is located next to the grave markers and next to the right ramp. If you get all 4 of those, you put it in the snake's mouth, and the snake spits out another ball. So I'll tell you what, it's so interesting to note that I struggled to put up 15-20 million on this game this weekend, and it seems like if Zach walks up to a game, he's not happy at all where this game is at. I just knowing how Zach plays, he would much rather be at the 75, 90, 100 million point, and this is not a typically good game for Zach.
And that's the great thing about pinball. You may be disappointed with the way ball 1 went, with the way ball 2 went. And a little expression from my friend Rick Prince. He may have stolen it from somebody, but basically, one ball that says it all. And at times, one is all it can take to take a score from somewhere where you're not happy to going all the way. In this case, he wasn't able to take that third ball to the score that he was looking for, but he's ready to have this one recorded.
They call it in poker a chip and a chair. And some people spend their chips more wisely than other people. So we're looking at a direct feed right now of the chaos that is the Papa 16 World Qualifying.
There's a flurry of activity over here.
Scorekeepers running everywhere, players running everywhere, players waiting in line.
At this point, about an hour and a half left in qualifying, and people are starting to look over their shoulder, see how long these lines are. Sometimes people may adjust their flight plan. They may want to play particular games, and as the time starts to get short, you may need to jump into a line that's a little bit shorter, or maybe there's a game that is available. And so sometimes your priorities change, and you want to be able to, without a complete entry, you're really just stuck with the amount of points that you had. And in a case like this, all 5 games count, and you need to get the most out of each one. So no one is there's no quit in any of these guys that are higher than 16. They're fighting to get in, and even players that are in the 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 range are still not feeling confident that with an hour and a half left that they might not be bumped out. So we talked to Josh a little bit earlier about the defensive pinball and basically looking at the results of some of the people that are around you and deciding whether you can take a shot at one of their scores. And often 1 point or 2 points can mean the difference between being in and being out. And if you're able to have an entry and just to knock down one of your opponents even by a little bit, it may mean the difference between getting in and not playing in the finals tomorrow.
So we're watching Steve Bowden. He's an excellent player from New Jersey, and he actually won a tournament. He won the pre-Papa tournament on Tuesday, and currently I don't believe he is qualified for getting into the finals here, which, well, there's not enough spots for every good player in the world, but he's certainly one of them, and he's having a difficult time of it.
He's certainly capable, and sometimes it's pretty interesting to see who gets in and who doesn't year over year. And there just seem to be there's all sorts of different tournaments. Obviously, this is the biggest one in terms of prize money and prestige. And so this format of putting together a run of 5 games sometimes plays well to certain people's styles and other players that do well in different events where you can just sort of plug along and trudge away at knocking off individual games. It can be a different result. And so you look down the list, and obviously the 16 people that qualify in A are obviously phenomenal, but then you'll look at the next 15 or 20 players and think, how did these guys not get in? And like you said, there's just not enough spots for everybody, and there's just so many talented players here, and it's really a major accomplishment to qualify in A division here and be playing on Sunday.
Steve had a very frustrating game on Roadshow. Frustrating enough that I didn't even get to tell you how to play the game, if you don't know. But there's been a lot of those. These games are set extremely difficult, as difficult as you possibly can set a game, almost. And there's going to be failures even for some of the world's best players.
It can be difficult. There'll be certain tournaments I'll go to, and I'll look at the lineup and say, oh, good, that game's in the lineup. I have that one at home. I'll be familiar with it. One advantage is you know the strategy. But you when you play those games that you own, you start to want them to play the way yours at home play. And pinball's a little bit like a cut of jeans. They're all essentially assembled by hand by people on the assembly line, tightening screws different ways. And so even though the game may look identical, they play differently from one or another. So if there's a game in the lineup that you have at home, sometimes you don't play it true. You play it the way you think it should play, and that can end up hurting you. Other times you might step up to a game that you don't have or you don't have a lot of experience playing, and then that you play it true. You play the game as it comes to you, and often you can have more success. Now, a situation like this, not only would a Metallica, say, play differently than the one you have at home, but these games there's a little bit of added difficulty added where maybe there's some rubbers added or some changes that have been made. So it can be, you need to really get familiarized quickly. And so some of these players have been playing for the last few days, trying to put up scores, learning little nuances, whether to flip a little bit sooner or a little bit later than they normally would. And really, it's a matter of putting together all of those little bits of information you've had, the wisdom, the experience, and putting them all together in one run. Like we said, 5 games, and that's a very difficult thing to do, even for the best pinball players on the planet.
We're watching Last Action Hero again, and Jason Weirdrick is also not qualified, and Jason's an excellent player. But he is 2/3 of the way through collecting his Last Action Hero, which would get him 6 ball plays.
He's trying to be the last action hero of the night.
Don't mess with Jack.
Jason Weirdrick is a very talented player and has knocked me out of many a tournament. One of the local Chicago guys who knows his way around a pinball machine, has been playing competitive pinball for a long time and has a very nice trophy case at home to display all of the different trophies he's won at different levels, and he's looking to get in here and qualify and try and take home a trophy tomorrow if he can sneak into the top 16.
So I can't really tell by looking at the play field, but I think he just completed Last Action Hero, and he's going to have a big multi-ball.
50 million right off the bat, a little bit like Adam's Family, the way we talked about touring the mansion and getting that 50 million point right off the bat. So he just gets that added to his score, and now he's got a timer. He's got some time left in order to get a certain amount of hits. So in a situation like this, a good place to put the ball is into the pop bumpers. You can get a lot of switch hits in a short amount of time. And so with a multi-ball going, I think that's where he's headed. And
he got what he was required to get, and now the timer resets, and he needs to get 36 more hits in 3 seconds. 2,
That's
1.
Tough to do. The other good shot during a situation like that where you don't have a lot of time is a spinner, depending on how quickly and how accurately you hit it and how directly that thing, the amount of spins will knock some serious switch hits off in an amount of time. So if it's a situation like this where you can get spinners as well as the ball hitting into the pop bumpers, you're going to get a lot of activity, drop those switch hits, and get closer to getting big payoffs.
So after the ball's complete draining, it looked like a ball got stuck up there for just a little bit. He banged it out, and now he'll continue with regular one-ball play again. And he's working on a pretty good score right now. But now he's going to just have to do something a little bit different. I think he gets to go for the final wizard mode next after the Last Action Hero collection. But he has to light it first. Oh. So he's going to start ball 3, his final ball, and I don't know for sure if it's going to start with the final mode lit or not. He may have to hit the left ramp in order to light that mode, but it might start lit. I'm not sure. Oh, it starts with multi-ball lit because he hasn't played his multi-ball yet.
Multi-ball is ready.
And multi-ball is starting. Oh no, you don't get it from the back end.
It kind of looked like it bounced in from the front.
I believe it fell into the chicken scoop, which is the scoop on the right. To start the multi-ball, you have to shoot the scoop on the left. And we should also point out that Jason is one mode away from world premiere, which is probably one of the worst wizard modes in any pinball game ever made. Hopefully Jason can manage to work his way through this so we can see what's happening.
Well, first he has to do the multi-ball because I don't think he can light that without getting rid of the lit multi-ball first.
Looks like Jason's suffering through a stuck ball right now, so maybe we can get someone over there to tech it and pull it out.
So I've never really been a big fan of this game, but it's turned out to be a pretty good tournament game, just because there's a lot of nuances in the rules.
Sorry to cut you off there, John. We're going to go ahead and cut over to Lyman Sheets playing Indy 500 while Jason is getting attended to.
Okay. That's a picture of a Grand Lizard. Lyman's on ball one, and Lyman's still playing a defensive run mainly, but or maybe he's actually really trying to get a higher seed than he has, because seeding matters in choice of games during the finals, and it also matters in basically choosing what your order is if you don't want to choose what the games are in the finals. So Lyman's lined up for his second lock, which would start Multiball. And there he goes.
That will get the multi-ball started. He's going to want to get control of the multi-ball, start alternating between those ramps and jackpots. This game was designed by Dennis Nordman, and it's kind of one of his signature things. It's a lot like another game he designed called Scared Stiff, where you have to alternate. And both ramps are lit for the start, and he knocks off the left one. Now the right one is still lit. So ideally, he's going to have to do some sort of cradle separation here. He's going to want a clean shot from that left flipper. And so there he is getting cradle separation, getting rid. Well, now he takes that last shot. He had just a few seconds of multi-ball left and decided to cash in that single jackpot on the right ramp. And now he's back to single ball mode, and he would love to get another multi-ball going here as soon as is humanly possible.
Indy 500 is such a fast and furious game. These shots are so close to the player that balls come screaming back down at you, and there's no time to react sometimes.
And that's the sign of a good design and
yes.
theme. I mean, obviously Indy 500 is all about speed, and I've heard from people that have gone to the event, you just can't even comprehend just how fast those cars are going around those laps. And so to be able to translate that into a pinball machine, it's really what this is about. Certain designers really like flow and speed, and I think this one really captures the essence of the title and does a good job putting the player in the seat of an Indy car.
Looks like Jason just got taken care of, so we're going to head back to see if we can watch him play the Wizard mode on Last Action Hero.
So, Mark, I don't know the rules to how the Wizard mode works on Last Action Hero. I'm a little. I got to admit, I'm not the best person to explain this.
Well, it's not incredibly complicated. You have to shoot the scoop on the left, and you have a period of time to shoot it. Repeatedly, basically, and as many times as you shoot that scoop, the amount of time you have to shoot that scoop is determined by how well you play the modes throughout the game up to that point. And the problem with it is that most Wizard modes in pinball have these fairly massive payoffs. They're either incredibly large multi-balls or incredibly lucrative, and it's sort of a cherry at the end of at the top of the sundae. And in Last Action Hero, the mode just really isn't worth that much. It's relative to the rest of the game, it's kind of crap. And so that's why it's considered one of the worst modes, or one of the worst Wizard modes in pinball.
Well, unfortunately, what we just got to see is Jason's regular multi-ball, which can be very lucrative, go horribly wrong, and then right after the timer ran out for his multi-ball restart, he lost the ball, and what could have been possibly one of the top games turned into a decent game. So we're cutting back over to Lyman here, and he's on ball 2 and just trying to get something going.
John, what's your strategy whenever you step up to Indy 500? If the ball's sitting in the plunger lane, what is your goal?
Well, beyond the simple goal that I've been failing to do this weekend, which is keep the ball in play, generally I really want to work towards multi-balls and ideally, I'd like to add a 3 times playfield to one of those multi-balls, so I can collect 3 times jackpots and really get, maybe try to aim for about 1 billion points on this game. Indy 500 is a lot like Addams Family, where you can play modes, but it doesn't seem like you're going to get through all the modes with the difficulty settings that are at the Papa World Championships.
I was having a conversation with Keith Elwin earlier today. He's also one of the top players in the world and a current Papa reigning world champion. And he was discussing how during long qualifying days like this, whenever a game is played hundreds of times and the flippers are flipped tens of thousands of times, that the solenoids, the coils, the mechanical pieces that control the flippers heat up and they get weaker over time. And so he came in this morning at 9 a.m. to try and play the game because the night before he had played it, and with the warm coils, the flippers just aren't as strong, and they struggle to make the ramps, and the angle of the shots actually changed on the flippers throughout the day. So the players will actually strategize not only what games to play, but when to play them, and they will adjust their strategy based on how the game's playing and the time of day and where they expect the shots to be. Because whenever you're going through a difficult qualifying run in a tournament like this, you don't really have the luxury of having boat anchor games where you don't do well. Every game has to be at least somewhat successful.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't think the players really have much choice in when they're going to play the games. There's only an hour and 10 minutes left for them to finish all their tickets.
Yeah, you got that right. At this point, if there's soggy flippers on that game and it's not making the ramp, you better just hope that you can hit it a little bit more accurately or with a little bit more oomph to try and get it up there. If I can, just coming down the line, the top 16 qualifiers we have currently in the show tomorrow will be Bowen Cairns, Keith Elwin, Danielle Atziari, Zach Sharp, Kaylee George, Dave Stewart, Trent Augenstein, Raymond Davidson, Roy Wills, Andre Massenkoff, Robert Gagnon, Lyman Sheets, Sean Grant, Joshua Henderson, Donovan Stepp, and Kevin Burrell. So just in this list, we have someone from Salem, Massachusetts, several people from California, one from Italy, Portland, Seattle, Ohio, Virginia, the Netherlands. This is really an amazing group of players who are all trying to, just hundreds of players from all over the world coming to try and push in to get into the show tomorrow. It's going to be a heck of a qualifying finish and really quite a production tomorrow.
Now, some people might like to still believe that pinball is luck, and I think this list, if we were to compare it, say, to the Papa 15 qualifying list, you'd probably find a lot of the same players on this list.
Yeah, right. When I bump into people and they find out that I'm into pinball and that I compete, they often just assume, well, how can you do a pinball tournament? How is it anything other than luck? And basically, I defer to my friend Bowen Cairns, who is the top qualifier at this point, who is also a mathematician. And he puts it at about 80% skill, 20% luck. That even the best players are going to have some bad breaks from now and then, and that's why it's not always the same person winning these tournaments. But you often, 80% of the time, if that in fact is the number you can roughly put on skill, you're going to see, maybe that final group of 16 is about 80% the same from year to year out, and whoever wins, that can be a little bit of a toss-up. I know Keith Elwin, I saw a recent statistic that said that he wins roughly 29% of the tournaments that he enters. So that is an amazing amount of really being successful.
Not to mention 4 out of the last 5 World Championships, which puts it right at 80%.
It's definitely an impressive percentage for somebody like that to have that level of consistency and the ability to raise their game once all this qualifying is done and people have had. Now the time is short, but over the last few days, it seemed like there is an ample amount of time for people to get those runs in. Come tomorrow, there's really no second chances, and you're really only going to get a chance to play a game one time. And a lot of times, Keith Elwin comes to play, comes focused, comes ready, and is in this case, at this point, he's not the top seed. I think over maybe 4 of the last 5 years, he's maybe been the overall opening leading seed, and he's been able to choose his route all the way to the Final Four and all the way to the finals. So it may be a little bit different if he's not able to capture that top spot. He may be having to play games that other people chooses. But I know from experience, often when given the choice of game or position, Keith Elwyn often picks position, knowing that he knows the rules to all these games. He's comfortable with them all, and he'd much rather be in that second position. So he's comfortable with a lot of these things. And one of the unique things about this tournament and the luxury that Papa has is the ability to bring in different games. And so as much as these guys have prepared and studied and gotten ready to do extremely well in these games, and if they haven't prepared and executed, they're not in the finals. But once they are, it's a big mystery. When you show up tomorrow morning, there's going to be a bunch of different games here, likely from some of the other banks getting moved around and shuffled around, and that's where you need to either be a quick study and learn very quickly, or have had the knowledge from other tournaments and other times to be able to play extremely well on games that you have very little time to prepare for.
So on the game, Lyman just started his 3 times play field multiplier, and he's 1 shot away from multi-ball.
So close on that one.
You only have 21 seconds more of 3 times play field, and if he moves quickly, he might be able to start a multi-ball and still get a couple triple jackpot. Ten seconds left.
I think it might be worth mentioning that Lyman is standing next to Keith Johnson, and in the frame here in the lower left, we have 2 of the greatest pinball programmers ever to live.
It's sort of interesting that those 2 are such great competitors as well, and
those are 2 guys that just love pinball. In the case of Lyman Sheets, he was really a pinball fan and player and competitor before he got into the industry, and so you really know where his heart is, and you know how committed he is to making this game fun for himself and his friends and his league, as well as thousands of pinball fans around the world. As he comes from a really pure source where he was coming to these tournaments and competing and getting to meet people at Chicago Expo, and at some point developed some excellent programming skills that have really translated nicely into making some of the most fun, the most challenging, in some ways the most friendly rules for people to step up to at a bar, a bowling alley, and have a great time with, as well as being layered with all this depth and all these things that would challenge himself and his friends in order to get the most out of the game. So he's a brilliant programmer, and Keith Johnson is my other favorite programmer, and has these epic rules that if you were in a bowling alley or a pizza place, it may be difficult to get everything out of the game that's been programmed, but if you're lucky enough to be able to purchase some of these games and put them in your home, they continue to challenge you week after week, month after month, year after year, and still have things yet to be revealed. So it's pretty great to have those guys playing pinball next to each other, 2 of my favorite programmers, 2 of my favorite people, and it's great to see them here, not leaving pinball at work and saying, I've had enough pinball, I'm done. But these guys look forward to these events, and they're both exceptional players, and it's good to see them doing so well.
It goes to show that if there's something you love in life, and you happen to get to do that as your work, it's going to be an excellent product at the end of the day. I'd say I have a small collection of pinball machines at my house, and those 2 have programmed almost half of the machines I have in my collection.
Why only half?
Well, there's a couple other good programmers and designers out there too.
That's true.
We just saw Zach put up a really good game on Attack from Mars.
Zach on Attack, baby.
At this point, though, I think Zach's... I don't know if Zach's playing an offensive entry or a defensive entry or what. He's safely into the finals for tomorrow. But I wouldn't be surprised if he still would love to take a shot at that top qualifier position. But that entry that Bowden put in last night is
pretty stellar.
Pretty stellar.
It would take something crazy to be able to have that ousted from the number 1 spot. That was pretty spectacular, and love the way he was able to channel that frustration from Classics and move on over here and put together a run that has stood the test of time so far. And he's hoping it'll just last here for 1 more hour, be the top spot, and give him some freedom to call his own way tomorrow during the finals.
So Steve is on ball 3, and he's really going to need to get something going because he's having a difficult time starting any multi-ball at all right now. So it looks like he's going for the electric chair multi-ball, which is done by hitting the chair.
I personally, I like that multi-ball. It does take a lot of shots to start it. Some games, like Revenge from Mars or Medieval Madness, have a shot up the center that can be quite dangerous upon the return. But this one doesn't seem to be all that dangerous. You don't have to play the best defense as that shot comes back from the electric chair. But unlike some of these other multi-balls that are, the Snake is a 2-ball multi-ball, the Grave Marker multi-ball is a 2-ball multi-ball. The electric chair is going to give you more balls, more chances. That ball save is going to be on at the beginning of the multi-ball, so should you falter at the beginning, all of those balls are going to come back into play and allow you a chance to get this multi-ball going. So there's 3 opportunities here, 3 shots that will score a jackpot. I tend to like to shoot the center shot for whatever reason. This playfield is kind of a traditional, what they call a fan layout, that typically has about 8 different shots, all at a different angle. But this one has kind of added 1 shot far to the right and 1 shot far to the left, so it almost becomes a 10-shot layout. And for me, it makes it harder to shoot the orbits on this game in particular. So I end up missing my jackpot shots to the right and to the left. So I tend to just go right up the middle. It's a shot you can hit from either flipper, and that seems to be the jackpots that he's looking for right now.
I don't really even tend to go for the jackpots because my main goal when I'm getting into this electric chair multi-ball is first to get my add-a-ball lit, because I want to have that. That adds a ball save and it gives you another ball and doubles the playfield. Second priority for me is actually starting to go for my captive balls to advance towards my coffin multi-ball. I figure when I miss my captive balls, I'm probably going to hit that center shot anyways, and hopefully I'm going to collect quite a few jackpots. So he's down to 2 balls now, and he's added a lot of points in a very short period of time here. This has been a really good recovery for Steve. And I'd like to take a second to welcome Greg Dunlap, who is joining us up here. Todd stepped away for a few minutes.
Thanks, John. How's it going?
Good, man. It's good to see you.
Good, you too.
What's your position in the tournament right now?
I just played my last entry in B, and excuse me, I had 2 top 10 scores in my first 2 games, about 160 points total, and I figured you need about 200, 210 to qualify in B, and I couldn't put together the 40 points in 3 more games.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was brutal. 3 zeros. It was just including, and it was the first time I've scored under $2.5 billion on jackpot the entire weekend.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of people who would probably use that exact adjective to describe the Papa World Pinball Championships. And B is the intermediate division. And most people say, oh, that's filled with, just intermediate players. Oh, some wonderful players are in B division.
In a lot of ways, B is even harder than A because it has at least twice as many players in it. And and everyone's skill level, I would say, is much more equal than in A. So, B is rough. And this is the first time I've been at Papa in 7 years. And the one thing I'm really noticing is the level of play since the last time I was here has just gone through the roof. Unbelievably.
It seems like everybody knows how to drop catch. Everybody knows how to live
catch. Everyone knows how to bounce pass. Everybody knows how to, do everything. Cradle separating. Multi-ball skills are through the roof. It's really crazy.
I think some of that is actually a product by some of the best players in the world. They're actually sharing their secrets.
Like, absolutely.
Keith, Bowen, they're not keeping it all to them. They're not keeping it all to themselves. They're sharing some of the important stuff and some of the most important stuff, teaching people how to beat them.
Yep.
So let me welcome Adam Lefkoff also to the microphone here.
Hey, fellas. Back from the trenches. I'm done.
Throwing in the towel.
Yeah, welcome to the club.
It's interesting with the new rules. Back in the day, we used to go to 3 a.m. and hardcore guys would be there right to the bitter end. With the new cutoff at midnight, you have to be on your last game by midnight. With the way the lines are and the way the games are playing this year, I don't think even if you could put together a 5 or 4 game run, I don't think it can be done in an hour right now.
No, I completely agree.
So even if you go Time Machine and Centaur, you still it'll be a 20 or 30 minute wait to get through to the good playing ones like Roadshow or Last Action Hero or even Adams.
Yep.
So what we're seeing right now is the final run for the competitors. If they're not playing it now, they're not going to play it at all.
And we're watching Steve Bowden have a pretty good. Oh, I cursed him.
Metallica, boy, that's a keeper.
That's a good score.
Do we know what his run is right now?
No, but we can look it up.
All right.
Interestingly enough, I just looked over and I saw that Josh Sharp is playing on Addams Family, but we already saw Josh Sharp playing on Addams Family. I think he actually deceived us when he was up here on the microphone. I think he's not throwing in the towel. I think he's giving it one more shot. He's trying to get that final entry in, and he's got the last hour to do it.
The pinball gods just gave him a little message there.
Yeah,
that
no
sling
kidding.
drain. Boy, I've seen that a lot this weekend. It's it's hard enough to qualify under the best of conditions. These conditions it's only a few players can do it. To keep the concentration level, everyone's getting really tired. It's been a long weekend. It's so hard to play at this level at the best of situations. To do it now, if somebody puts together a run now and gets in, I think that's phenomenal.
So I was just looking at Steve Bowden's last run, and that was the last game in his run, and he didn't have really anything else to speak of in that group. So he's pretty much done.
Yeah, I chatted with him in line. He was telling me it was his last entry. He felt done just like I did, and at least he finished up with a decent score. It's nice to go out.
Steve had a good week. He won the tournament on Tuesday night, and that'll be a good grab of Whopper points, which is the points you get to advance in the IFPA rankings.
And it looks like he's going to end up in like 20th or 23rd place.
And if you look at his best entry, it was he had 3 great games, almost a bill on Roadshow, 5 bill on Johnny Mnemonic, and a 50 on Avatar.
Yeah.
It was just Centaur and Addams Family that let him down on that run. A half-decent score on either one of those, and he'd be looking pretty good. But, of course, every single player can probably say that.
I sure can.
So let's see how Josh is doing. Oh, he was in multi-ball.
He's got a double jackpot.
So I'm going to step off for a few minutes, and Adam, I think you guys can handle it without me for a little bit.
Okay, thanks, John. See you later. So Josh is cradled up here on Adams. We'll see if he can separate and get his jackpot relit here.
Wait, Josh Sharp is cradling? What? He's going to cradle out the magnet every time until he's down to 1 ball. Even then, he'll still cradle it out. That's not. Oh dear.
That was ugly. I haven't played in A. How has this Adams been playing in general?
It was playing great. Everybody was touring at will for a while. You could hold the right flipper up out of the swamp, and it would go to a trap every time, and the dead bounce to a trap every time. But it punishes any misses, and becomes a mental thing. And if you look at the scores, a straight tour without really doing anything else, it's like a 120, 135, and you need a 150 or 180. So you got a tour on ball 2, so you got time to do your multi-ball.
Yeah, and it's really interesting how, not interesting, it's with the games set up the way they are, with the tilts tight, with no rubber on the outlane posts, it's like you miss anything and you're just in a world of hurt.
Yeah, that ball's gone. And the biggest thing on Adams is because it was playing so nicely, everyone wanted to play it.
Yep.
So you really had to wait a while to play. I know I would always try to hold on to it until I had a run that looked good, because it wasn't worth the effort to start a run waiting half an hour or an hour to get on it just to blow a tour. And
right.
The other thing about Adams in a 5-game sweep is if you don't tour, it's an all or nothing proposition. If you get down to ball 3 on Adams and you only have a few panels, you're kind of in jail.
Yeah, absolutely.
You go to multi-ball and maybe you can pull out,
you'll get 40 or 50 out of it,
and that's not good enough.
No.
On Avatar, you can be at 600,000 points on ball 3, and you're a few shots away from 40 million.
Yeah,
so it's the ultimate hit or miss.
I was really surprised to see Josh have a ball cradled on the right and take a shot right at the director's at the electric chair without passing it over.
It's funny. I saw Lyman tour on that shot from the right. He likes to shoot it. I think that's fatigue. or the post pass gets a little wonky sometimes.
Oh, really? Because that's, I mean, if the post pass isn't trustworthy, then it makes a little more sense.
For a while, it was normal, and then it was, the rubber settled down a little, and it was definitely getting kind of funny.
Yeah.
So let's see if he has learned anything on his cradle separation this time.
While he waits for the magnet to die again.
No.
Oh, God.
That's
the same thing.
If
there was rubber on that out lane, he would have saved that one every time.
Yeah. And there it is. Oh, nice double danger save. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yep. I'm sure Josh is having a wonderful inner dialogue with himself. Yeah, see right there, he was able to post and get it in, but he wasn't able to get to a clean trap on the left.
And I was just looking up his standing. This is the first game in his run.
So this is pretty much it.
Yeah.
This is
not only is this pretty much it, he's got to have his last game started in 50 minutes.
1, 2, 3. He's got 4 panels to go. Josh is so good on all the games, though. He can do a time machine. He can do a centaur.
Yeah.
He's been playing centaur, so.
What kind of scores do we need to see on centaur to make any difference? $1.5 million. Really? That's all?
Yeah, and you get it. It's easy settings. All the values, multipliers, and bonus holds. And on ball 3, you get a free release no matter what. But there we go.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But what $1.5 billion is like 23rd place. That's or $1.5 million.
Yeah. 20. That's still 54
65 points.
Oh yeah. I'm getting a little tired.
Yeah. So Josh down to his last ball here.
Yep. He's got 4 more panels.
Can you bring up Adam's family here, Mark?
His target's going to be about a 130, 140. He's got to finish this tour now.
Yeah.
We're going to be in for he's going to. So seance, you can cradle out, but for about 3 or 4 seconds, and then you got to do something after the magnet goes off. I would expect with the score he has. Oh, he's doing the circuit. Side ramp to this trouble. Dear.
Yeah, he's got to take that shot there.
You're just big swamp. You're at the mercy of the magnet in that case.
Yep.
And now $10 million, he might get a shot at it. It might time out before, let's see. He would rather it time out, frankly, at this point.
Yeah.
That magnet is brutal. Ugh, wonky.
Oh, God.
Wonky
Yeah, you're right
transfer.
about that. Yeah.
Ooh, but he gets a bit of a gift there.
Yeah, a little luck. $9 million, that's nothing to sneeze at this point.
Yeah,
and
he's
then
got to tour.
If he can get this thing multi-ball, maybe he can get maybe he can get something going there.
I don't think Josh flips there under he misses the oh dear, this is trouble.
Nice little save there.
It should settle.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 panels to go. It's not lit. He still needs to get a left ramp.
I would love to have a player mic on Josh right now.
He's 1 letter away from greed. I wonder if he's thinking multi-ball here. He's at $100 million. Let's see if he backhands for his last letter. Nope.
He's going for it.
It's interesting that he's relighting on the side ramp, kind of a hedge.
Yeah, it's because if the
transfer's not
working. If the transfer's not working, yep.
Wow, he has survived a couple out of controls, but now his locks are lit. What's he want to do though?
I remember one time I was talking to Josh, and he told me that.
It was in his head. You could just.
Yeah. I was talking to him about the swearing and stuff, and he says, his description was because it's usually a hot mess down there. So
that's a really unfortunate way to go out. I know he was thinking about whether to tour, try to get to multi-ball.
Yep. And sometimes you just can't make up your mind, and it gets in your head, the indecision,
All right, so let's see what else we got going on now.
Lyman on Johnny Mnemonic.
Let's see what Lyman's in. I don't know if he's blocking or just trying to improve his standings. We got our French fella, David. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Is it Grimley or?
Yeah, I don't know him.
He's an excellent young player. He's not even. He's like 20 or 21 years old.
Wow.
Qualified last year. No one really knew who he was. I guess the Europeans know him well. Excellent player. Wonderful skills. Terribly accurate. He's had some good runs.
Lyman was going for that left loop on that shot, and he bricked it.
Boy,
straight down the middle.
That Johnny is unbelievably evil. Look, you see the feed from the pops goes right to the sling.
Yep.
The rubbers on the flipper are wonky, so you don't get the usual dead bounces over.
Mm-hmm.
Your only hope is right there, and it's like, that's
wow,
trouble.
yeah, that feed isn't.
And it's tilt march, tilt.
Wow.
And he did nothing.
No, that was totally fair.
I did a slap save and got a tilt on that game. I don't know who set that tilt up, but it was just a smidge too tight.
The Congo in B was like that too.
Yep.
All right, that's enough of that, guys.
You know what, though? It's Johnny. What's really great about the way it was set up, to give Mark a lot of credit, is the spinner was taken out of it, and everyone learned to play Johnny by playing modes and multi-ball and Yakuzas, which is really the way the game should be played.
Oh, they took the spinner out, so you can't do the double spinner
you can do it, but that spinner would spin maybe once every time you hit it.
Oh, wow. So nobody's going to be getting the trillions on it or anything.
No, and that's why the scores are a lot lower than what people would expect on a Johnny Mnemonic.
Right.
But it's just nice to see people play multi-ball and start talking about multi-ball strategies.
Right,
which column you want to do your 3X on.
Right.
Trying to stack it with which mode.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for that spinner, it would be it's a wonderful flow game, and it would be a great tourney game.
Yeah, I remember when it came out, I had a lot of fun playing it before we figured out the spinner thing, right? And if I played on location for fun, then, just shooting around or whatever.
You got Josh Henderson right next to him, I see, on a Metallica.
Yeah.
It's cool. We got the not quite the quad box, but we got two going at once there.
Mm-hmm. So he got about a bill. How does that rank?
That's no points.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, you know what? It's probably 20 points or so. The scores were still pretty low, but really your target's $2 billion to get maybe a 50th, I think, and probably north of that. People started figuring it out.
Right.
It was good value early, but late people started. Here we go. We got Josh Anderson, the kid, on Metallica. He's in multi-ball. Which multi-ball is that?
It's Sparky.
Okay. I wonder if... he's got
it looks like he got the 2X just now.
One target from fuel. Oh, there. Now his fuel's lit.
Oh, yeah. That could turn into something good.
Yeah, he can double up everything. He's got his snake. He's in his Atta-ball right now probably with the snake. Oh, it's funny. Every time I'd hit that right sling, it would drain for me. I never saw it in there.
Yeah, I would have wanted to get more out of that 2X than he did.
A little backhand. This thing is just crazy in the slings. And a lot of the other hits, like up to Sparky, just go flying around the playfield. The thing is so fast and new.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Where is he? He's at 17 on ball 2. Looks like he's almost... Oh, nice. Good. Yep. Gentle nudge there. No progress on snake.
Hurry up.
It's hard to tell whether he's got a coffin lock or not. But right now, let's see. He's going after the drops, which is correct.
And this is not an LE, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
So you can stack coffin in at any time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's an awful lot of hits.
Yeah.
It's interesting that he was. It looked like he was trying to post pass. He's taking those targets down.
I thought he was trying
to
backhand that.
He's taking them down with the forehand. He's either more comfortable with that shot, or most people backhand it.
Yeah,
That's, interesting.
I don't like that forehand either. I'd rather get it a little chance to shake around on the way out.
He's probably, if this is his first multi-ball, he'll be either a little early, one shot away. That's trouble. There, see right there. He needs to get control. So,
Josh, not really much of a control player in general.
He's getting better and better at it.
Yeah.
And when he's out of control, he's better than most. Just his subtle nudging.
Ooh,
and
that was a nice save.
Yep. He's trying desperately to just get a hold of the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, he tried there. Unlucky. Problem now is, next ball, those drops come right back up.
That's right. Start over.
It's one of the crueler multi-balls. You got to consummate it on the ball, or you're right back to the start. Now you're on ball 3. 24 is not a good score, but you're on the cusp. You get to 40 million on Metallica the way it plays, and that's solid value.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what he does out of the feed. You can live catch it. It looks like it hits the sling, but it doesn't. So let's see. Oh, he just he goes on
late.
the fly. So all right, let's see. Is he going drops or going Sparky here? Well, going to the forehand and the drops.
Wow.
Hey, power in lane.
Right there. Oh.
Wow. All right, I think it's ready because he's already had it close. Let's see. Yep.
Yep, there he
it
goes.
is. Nice job on ball 3 from Josh.
And if he can bring in fuel with this, that would be some good stuff.
Yeah, he'll get a double scoring.
Yep.
Once again, you keep an eye on the snake targets. You hit all the snake targets at light snake for an add-a-ball, as well as 2x scoring there as well. Looks like he's going after fuel.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to tell the snake targets. He's too accurate. He's hitting ramps. He needs to hit those targets next to the ramp.
I have a big problem hitting those fuel targets, to be honest.
I have a problem hitting the snake once it's lit. That snake is a really weird shot.
It is. It's super weird.
Just having a look at the time here. We are down to 43 minutes. People got to be on their last game of the run.
And
look, 2 balls locked on the coffin.
I was going to take a look at Josh's run here.
Yeah, let's see if he's working on something.
Yeah. The youth are really coming up in this tournament. How about that?
Yeah,
I mean,
Josh
Junior's division was like an A division. It was unbelievable.
It was an intense competition. Josh played 2 rounds of juniors earlier today and finished second to Escher Lefkoff, and really some incredible scores those guys were putting up.
Yeah.
Oh, well over $1 billion on Corvette, a couple million on Sorcerer.
Wow.
And, what else? A lot of Earthshaker. Both of them were up at 8-10 million on Earthshaker.
Wow.
So it was a great match.
It looks like this is the first game in Josh's entry.
Oh,
so that's going to be big trouble for him.
I don't. He's been playing Centaur, which will play quick.
Right.
But I don't see how he gets.
No,
I don't see how he gets it done.
I see 2 people in line for Centaur right now as it is.
Yep, it plays quick though.
Well, yeah.
Unless when you get a hold of it, that's when it really slows down. Bob Matthews had a 2.6 million on it a little while ago, and that took a good 7-10 minutes to play.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, I guess it can, I mean, it is really low scoring. It can take a ton of time.
Yeah. We need our producer Mark to go through the current open entries and find one that's viable or close to viable. Cause
yeah.
I see. I'm looking down on the field, and
who else is playing here?
I don't see a lot of optimism in the crowd of people waiting to play their games.
Johnny Monica's got a 63 on Adams right now.
All right, let's see what Johnny's working on his run. Oh,
yeah. 63 first ball for Johnny on Adams. That's pretty darn good.
Yeah, Johnny's been very consistent touring. I've watched him play. Adams is almost always in his run, and he's really comfortable on it. Johnny's also been playing some great classics this weekend.
Yeah. It's interesting because, I remember being at like Papa 8 and Papa 9 and playing in B with Johnny, and now he's been doing really well.
I remember when he was in C, won that, moved up to B, won that. Now he's in A. That's the progression people make. You play against better competition and you get better.
Yep. Or unless you're me.
I'm looking bottom 3, Bubble Boy, Kevin Burrell from Seattle.
Johnny's got a respectable run
let's
going
see what's
here.
Going.
He's got a 2.5 on Centaur.
Solid.
2 billion on Johnny. Okay. 167 on 8500 is nothing.
That's a
zero.
throwaway. So he needs a 180, 160 to go here, and he'll have a shot.
Yeah.
So let's go back. Let's see where he is. He's still on ball 1?
Yes. No, ball 2. Ball 2.
All right. How many panels? Oh, he's going to multi-ball.
Yeah. He just did his. He's only 3 panels away.
Sometimes multi-ball takes you out of your comfort zone, and you got to survive the magnet, and it's a tough call. But all right.
Oh, that was a terrible kick
the
out.
The magnet was trying to drain it.
Yeah, but he got it back very well.
All right, he's going to time the magnet out. He's going to post pass, and at 80 million, couple jacks here, and he might still be in it.
If he can get a double and a triple, then 50 million, and we're right in it.
Boom.
Perfect.
Yeah, he's probably hit that shot 100 times this weekend, if not more.
I know when I get to this point where I've got a good run going, and then it's like, all I need to do is put together 3 more decent games, and then I just every single time I fall apart.
Yeah, that's Papa in a nutshell. Yep. Oh dear, he's trying to cradle up. He's lost 1. Losing 2 is really not the worst thing to happen here, because the restart gives
you get the restart. That's right.
A free shot at the side ramp. Okay, so we'll see it. Don't panic here. Shoot the bear kick ramp.
Is he gonna? Yeah, he's gonna time it out.
Oh no!
Perfect.
Got it, and bam, restart.
Boom.
Okay, so a skill shot here gives him a free shot at the super.
That's
20
right.
million. Plus the skill shot itself is probably up to 5 by now. So
Most likely.
worst thing in the world here is to go short into the swamp. You just kick yourself.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
perfect.
you got it. Oh, 3 million.
3.
All right, here it is. Bam.
Oh.
Again. Oh dear. Magnets going.
Yep,
we
yep.
got an
Good
inlane
one.
there.
Got one there.
That's gone.
Yep.
Okay, back to the tour. Must get control now. Get back on track
That's
to the
right.
tour.
Oh,
Good settle.
Nice save.
Yep. All right. It's nice because his ramp, he was already lit.
Right.
All right, 2 to go. He's there. If he gets the tour, he's still on a viable run to sneak in. Kevin Burrell should be watching this with interest because he's on the bubble right now.
He's going to get Belcito'd.
I just got a text from actual Jim
Nice.
Belcito who might be watching. He wasn't able to be at Papa this year. He's got some family.
New baby.
Yep.
Yep.
He's got 2 young ones. I'm sure he'll be back next year, and I'm sure if Jim were here right now, he'd be getting ready to knock somebody out. Careful. Oh, man. All right, let it go. You got one more ball.
Yep.
Right here, I plunged short to the swamp to get a
catch. Yeah,
free catch. You're only 2 shots away.
Yeah.
One more ramp.
Is it still relit on third ball? Yeah, it is.
Don't go. No. All right, let's see if he gets control. Oh,
Ah.
oh man! Wow. No switch. No.
He's not
that's
going
good.
for it.
That's good.
Yeah.
That was gutsy.
Oh yeah, it really
you
was.
got to really make sure it doesn't hit a switch.
Yep.
All right, nice. The penultimate shot's usually the easy one. It's the. This is actually the.
Oh yeah, I've missed that tour shot.
Oh, a lot. 0 for 2.
So many times.
All right, there it is.
Go.
Third one's a charm. Now he needs to catch, post pass, bear kick, one more, and then one more.
Yep.
All right, let's see if he got it in him. Oh, on the fly. Nope. Set. Good.
Nice.
No flip. All right.
Got lucky
With
that
bear
slingshot
kick.
not
now
firing.
Go on the fly. Try to get it to stop. Oh, on the fly, little 2x.
Ooh, wow.
Go to the swamp. Oh, no. Got to get control here. He wanted it. It's like you just wanted it. That's great patience.
Wow, yeah.
Okay.
Great attention,
Put
great
it in.
patience.
All right, it's lit. He needs to get the catch, make the post pass, get it done.
This is like so nerve-wracking.
He's at 107 with the tour. He'll be at 160. He's right in there. Oh, nice.
Oh! Well done.
He turned around.
He knows
to us
we're watching.
Nice ball 3.
Very
work
well done.
on a
Very
viable
well
run
done.
at that. The
Yep.
pressure
Yep.
added to not just tour, but to keep his hopes alive.
Now, do you sort of time out to get to quick multi-ball on this when you're playing in general?
You know what? I'm happy to tour, and I like to do the full cycle.
Yeah,
I like to go to thing, side ramp to
I tend to
swamp.
go side ramps, yeah.
It's even if you get to thing, it's just not that big a deal. There's great points on the table to hit switches.
And if you're hitting the side ramp consistently, those million plus they catch up really fast.
He's and you're done now. You're in ball 3. You don't get to play anymore. You're stuck afterwards just doing this. So why not build up your side ramp?
Yep.
But you're so relaxed having toured. You're just playing now.
My
great
goodness. Save! That was fantastic.
You never get that save when you're down, but once you've made the tour, no problem. That was awesome. Look at that. He's just dialed into that side ramp.
Yep,
There it is.
There's 5.
No pop bumpers, so he's at 5 million. But now
that's fine.
Yep, each circuit is another 10 million.
And
he's helping himself for the next game because every time he makes a side ramp, he's gaining a point or 2 on his entry.
Yep, that's right. He's just worried about
right there,
6 million right there.
This is
that
beautiful.
Just got him a point.
He's just adding distance at this point. And he's still got a ball left.
No, this is ball 3.
Oh, it is ball 3.
Remember,
okay.
he had that ball 2.
Yes, you're right. You're right. Yes. Look at this, another 15.
Another 15 million there.
Yep.
And he's got a 2x multiplier, so he doesn't want to tilt out here.
No.
Bam. There's
5 more.
another spot.
Oh.
So what's up here? Are we looking at?
It's a very viable run. He's got 2.
That's what's so great.
This is Johnny, right?
Yeah.
Check out his run though beforehand. He did this on ball 3.
He's got 2.5 on Centaur, 2 billion on Johnny, and now
2 billion on that tough Johnny. Holy mackerel! Oh, and another
huge
200
huge
here.
pile
of points coming here.
Who says you can't take it with you?
That's
Almost
right.
doubly. Bowen's back. How'd classics go, Bowen?
246.
Unfortunately, or rather fortunately, I'll only be able to join you for a couple minutes since I have to go back and play in the finals of Classics
Who are
3.
the Final Four tonight?
Myself and Eden Stam have advanced from one group, and the other group is now playing Game 3 on Target Pool.
And
We got Kaylee George in there, along with Phil Birnbaum, Derek Fugatti, and I'm not sure who the fourth is. I believe it might be Mark Henderson.
all right, that's a good group. Kaylee was in the Final Four last night. That's a nice run from Kaylee to get back-to-back classics like that.
Yeah, and he is proving to be a master of all pinball machines. Well, as we already knew, but just this weekend's been going very well for him.
So with that 247, Johnny Monica is going to get right now 79 points
Well,
on
big
Adams.
value. So let's
Wow.
it
How many
should-
games has he played?
He
Four.
needs one more game. He's got 3 good scores on it too.
That's
So he's
right.
got one junker and then 3 good ones?
So
That's right.
Bowen can probably do this math quickly and tell us exactly what score he needs on his last game.
It depends on what he's going to play.
You know, he's got.
if you're asking me to
he's got-
add and subtract, it's much too late at
he's
night
got-
for this.
He's got 30 minutes. Think of it as a really early tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. And knows he doesn't have to have his last game done in 30 minutes, just start it.
So
That's
he's
right.
in no rush right now. He can pretty much wait for anything. I'm trying to see if we have anyone else who looks
We're looking
excited.
at Lyman Sheets here playing on his own game,
Playing
Attack
his own
from Mars.
game, that's right.
Really, he owns this game. He lends it to Kevin.
I have seen him play very well, so I would say yes, he does own it at times. Although this is not his physical machine.
Me and Lyman used to work together at Williams, and I remember one time we went to lunch, and he was playing an Attack from Mars there, and he was just about to rule the universe, and we asked him if he wanted to come to lunch, and he's like, nah, I'm going to finish this game. And so we went to lunch and came back, and he was ruling the universe for the 3rd time.
In the same game, he was
Oh,
still
I
on
get
the
the same
exact
game.
same
Once you
game.
rule it once, the
That's
other
right.
ones, it
Oh, man.
becomes easier.
Well, this you might pull some ball 3 magic here, but it's got to be a disappointing game. So
Did
far.
anyone pull off the bounty on this game?
No
Not
one.
even close.
Yeah.
I did see a player get to 4.
Saucers?
Four
yeah,
saucers.
actually, was it David Grimley or Roy Wills? I think one of the.
Maybe both of
Yep.
them. It's a disappointing game. That's definitely a 0-point score for that game for Lyman Sheets. But his name's in the rafters here 3 times already for
That's
winning
right.
Papa 4, Papa 7, and Papa 9.
Yeah, what
He
is
won 2 of the first 3 championships held here at headquarters in Pittsburgh.
I believe if you qualify on one ticket, that's known as doing a Lyman.
Yeah.
Anyone do
He's
a
the
Lyman
man.
this year?
Lyman will be the man forever.
Yeah, he's a legend, no doubt about it.
So, Time Machine. Who do we got on there?
We're looking at
Josh Sharp.
Josh Sharp on Time Machine in
Um,
what may produce. So we've got a little bit of a
I think he's playing.
crossover from.
I think he's playing for pride here. Unless he voided that Adams and tried to start another run. I don't think there's
he
time.
can't. That Adams was his first game. He's not even going to be able to finish this run.
So you can still get in on 4, but it's got to be 4 good ones.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
is he post-transferring while the kickback is lit on the left ramp? Why would he do that?
He doesn't like to shoot the.
I'm just saying he said that about my game last night.
Well, you know what? That Time Machine is brutal.
It is.
Just brutal.
In playing it yesterday, I found that
Right there.
the right ramp was the most viable shot.
Yep, that's what everyone
and
found.
so I went about just trying to shoot the right ramp as many times as possible, and that's what he's doing there.
But the
There are
post
3
pass
ramps.
wasn't guaranteed, to transfer. Were
Yeah.
you able to? Oh,
And it's a tough setup right now.
yeah, that's gone.
Unfortunately, folks, I've got to go. Good luck to all players here. And tomorrow, the finals will be live on Papa TV, starting at 10:45 a.m.
Sadly, I think I get to watch you guys do that. But I'm
or
excited.
be a part of it.
I'm excited to watch everyone else go through the intense pressure. And
It's always fun
highs
watching
and
A
lows.
finals. You always see some absolutely stunning
It is.
matches.
So,
and with the TV screens now, it makes everything so great.
Oh, it's going to be awesome tomorrow. And
Oh, yeah,
everyone,
absolutely.
there's just tremendous field this year. It's every year it's awesome, and every year it gets better, as you say, with the setup, with
Yep.
the crowd and all the TVs. It's
I was talking with John earlier about how this is my first Papa since Papa 9, and in that time the competitiveness and the level of play has It's been unbelievable. It's been through the roof.
Yeah, everyone, and it's everyone's playing in all their local tournaments and monthlies, and just instead of where it used to be a small group of maybe 20 or 30 guys with the skills, there are 200 or 300.
Yeah, and I look at this A lineup right now, and there's easily 30, 40 people who I would consider totally viable players.
Absolutely.
In A.
Yeah, there's some surprises who aren't in, and it's not because they haven't been playing well. It's just there's only 16 spots, and there's more than 16 that can do it. So Josh has managed to get to multi-ball here in ball 3. That Star Warp ramp there that's blinking is where he would like to go. Let's see if he has any better success cradle separating here than on Adams. All right. He's got the kickbacks gone, so he's got to be careful.
Yeah.
I would do it right now, actually, on this. Oh, a little over-under. Nice. And, all right, he's at a 1-1, which isn't terrible. This game is good value for your points. If he can keep doing that, he will.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dear.
Boom.
Oh, it was lit. It's hard to see. Oh, that was a good interference there, but no luck.
To no avail.
All right, back to the drawing board. That's gone.
Yeah. Oh.
Wow. That's a lovely slap save.
That was a gutsy bounce, too.
This thing's pretty tilty, so that was excellent. Just the right amount.
It seems like the feed from that right ramp isn't too bad at all.
No, it's great to a trap. That's the only good thing I can say about this game. Everything else is vicious. The slings go to the out lanes all the time. The ramp rejects go down the middle.
Right.
These big giant black rubbers are protecting the Star Warp ramp.
Yeah.
Even the left that left ramp there, it's just really tight. Didn't seem to bother Mr. Elwin, but otherwise, people. Tough angle drain there.
Yeah.
So that's actually a 1-4. Is not a terrible score there. We're looking at Yorian Banner from Papa 10.
No sign of Yorian this year.
He came out to Pinburg, did well. Actually, the whole Swedish contingent with Mats and I thought maybe Jorgen, after winning IFPA World Championship, would come out with the extra cash.
Jorgen he was Final Four, right?
Oh, he won. He beat Zach in the finals.
No, I'm talking about at Pinburg.
Oh, at Pinburg, Jorgen was also in the Final Four. He's having an excellent year.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry he couldn't be here.
It was. I was living in Sweden for a while, and it was really fun playing with those guys. They're all so good.
Oh my God, the Swedish contingent. They're all just scary good. And it was funny. I was joking with Donovan Stepp from Colorado before coming out here. It's like, a lot of those guys aren't here this year. It's more spots for the rest of us. But you look around and there aren't any spots.
Yeah,
everybody's
that's right.
good.
So it looks like Johnny's in line for Metallica.
Really? His tournament life on a game that is bouncy and slingy and the ball flies all over the place?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm surprised he's not trying to do something a little more controllable after playing Adams that way.
I would probably go for Last Action myself.
If it's not on his... But, he might not like the game.
Yeah, I know.
By far, Last Action has been the best playing...
Oh, yeah, because I've been watching a lot of people play it, and it seems completely manageable.
The
kickouts are super
trap,
easy.
You make the ramp, you make it. You've got your smart missile. You've got a guaranteed multi-ball no matter what.
That's right.
If you don't blow it, you've got 2 guaranteed multi-balls. The super can be worth $200 million. But maybe Johnny's not comfortable. Maybe he's already played it on the run. I don't know. I forgot what was on his run. All right. We're back to Attack from Mars. Somebody's got a total annihilation.
Maka Honig has this going on.
All right, come on,
former
Maka.
Portland player.
He's got the visor down. Let's see a dirty pool here.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. Oh, he almost got into the Elwin. Oh, he's got all 4 still in play. Good attempt. Nice. No, the visor must be back up. It's hard to tell from this angle. All right. Yep, I like the jailbreak there. You want these balls working for you, not
absolutely.
Here. But he's really not doing much right now. He needs to settle. Oh dear. All right.
How is 3-3 on this game?
Not good enough. Mm-hmm. You really need a 4-5, 4.5 bills was a good target for a midway score.
Yeah, I haven't seen what ball he's on.
You saw ball 2? Yeah,
that was ugly.
That's gone. Seen it. The rubbers on this Attack from Mars were really strange. It made loop passing really hard. They're real grabby, And just a lot of times when you expect the ball to dead bounce over, it would just kind of die on the flipper and go to the middle. But the kick out is eminently controllable every time. He did have the visor open. So it took a while to get used to it, but people really had to change their style.
Yeah.
I know I did. I was always trying to set up the Bill Hurry Up, but I couldn't depend on the loop pass. I loop passed to the center like 3 times on the Bill Hurry Up, and I was like doing it what I felt like the same way I do it at home, but with this. Maka's got a couple. He's getting right back at it. If he's only on ball 2, he's 6 shots away. 8, 7. Oh, dear.
It looks like Josh is going to be joining us here.
Oh, excellent. I want to ask him about his Adams family. No, he hasn't plugged in yet. We'll wait till he...
Okay.
So, Josh, we were watching you play Adams.
Yes, you were.
That was painful.
I assume the post pass was feeling pretty wonky to you because you went and shot the scoop from the right-hand side once. And when you were getting close to that tour, you were deciding between multi-ball or tour.
I was.
And you
I
split
lost
the difference.
I lost the side ramp. So it was, it was insane up there.
What were you gonna? What did you decide? Were you gonna go multi-ball? Because I mean, you were at 100 million there, or were you gonna try to finish the tour?
I had given up on the fact that my post pass had abandoned me, and my side ramp had abandoned me. There were very limited ways for me to relight my chair.
There's a center ramp I hear that can relight the chair,
which involves a post pass.
Oh dear, you're right. Fair enough. You can't backhand it, so
I figured, you know what? Let me get to multi-ball, which also requires a post pass to get to the left flipper, and then I self-vomited, and that was the end of that.
Yeah, and then we watched you actually play on Time Machine.
Oh, fantastic! I actually had a nice little malfunction-ish with the ball stuck on the unlit kickback.
Yes.
Which I chose to try to pick up the front of the machine and walk it back up the playfield, which failed.
How'd that work for you? Yeah.
That was the end of my Papa run.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not. I have 2 games left, but we're abandoning that to hang out with you guys.
Awesome. Welcome to the club.
Hey.
Everyone but 16 will feel that way.
That's right.
In
that's right.
21 minutes.
Any mid-run magic that's
Johnny
happening?
Modica.
Yep.
Oh, we got a live one.
He
that's right.
On ball 3 on Adams right after you managed to get the tour and then proceeded to put up a lot of good points. He's on a very viable run right now. He's got 1 game to go, and guess what he's going to play? Don't look. Close your eyes. You're Johnny Modica. You got 1 game to go. What do you play?
What have you played?
All right.
Centaur, Indy 500, Adams, and Johnny Mnemonic.
He is going to play Attack.
No.
What is he going to play? I have no
Metallica.
idea. Oh, nice. Is he on it or not yet?
He's waiting.
He's in line.
He's in no rush right now.
Nice. Good. It's always nice to see the
somebody
the last minute.
In.
Yes. Anytime we get to see a Belcito in action.
I'm trying to see if anyone else. Let's see. Jason's up on Johnny Mnemonic. Who's on Indy 500 there? That's Roy. He's just practicing. Roy loves to play at all times. He can be first. He could be last. It doesn't matter. Roy's up there playing.
All right, we're moving to the Italian Stallion.
Daniele is playing. Why is he playing?
Because he's from Europe.
He's aware that there'll be different games tomorrow to play, right?
Between him and Roy, I think it's you spend $2,000 to get here. What's an extra couple of $100 just playing Thursday to Sunday nonstop?
Well, it's $1.33 a ball, although in euro that's probably only 75 cents.
That's
euro.
right.
What are euros sets? What do they call the less than a euro, or do they just round everything to the?
I think are they cents? I think they're cents.
I don't know. We got any folks from Europe watching in now? What is it? It would be middle of the night.
That's right.
Almost early morning.
There's some sort of chat. People, they got to be watching.
All right,
is
somebody
amazing
in the
stuff.
chat room, tell us what a euro, a fraction
less
of
than
a
a
euro,
is. All right, so Danielle, 55 million, 1 mansion room done. So what, did he play multi-ball already probably?
He's really enjoys his multi-balls, I must say. So, he's on ball 3, which just means it's time for him to wake up and get going. Let's see how he does. Oh, look, he's...
Well, is he... I guess he...
he just took the tunnel from the right flipper.
And he is currently tied for third, so he is a bus driver tomorrow morning.
Yep, it'll be interesting to see what he picks. It'd be interesting to see what games we roll out. That's one of the great unique things about Papa Finals is the games for finals are not brought out until everyone leaves tonight, and it's an entirely new set of games. Everybody's on equal footing. Nobody has the up by having played it before.
You get a nice 30 seconds of practice, and then it is the most intense, pressure-filled situation that you have to perform right on the spot.
Oh, come on. You've been doing it your whole life. Is it really? Is your heart beating fast on that first plunge?
For me, not anymore. It's you spend 20 years losing as much as I've lost, and it numbs the pain.
Really? I would think all that self-deprecation eventually would, turn into something else.
Yeah, I'm lucky with the brother battles over the years at home that we put ourselves into those kind of situations all the time that it's just sort of second nature.
Right. And when I was an up-and-coming player, you really helped me learn how to just relax during. But you would just sit there and chat away. Hell, you'd be up there during your run and you'd chat away.
If I knew you guys were watching my Adams, we could have put a headset on me. I would have talked to you while I was playing.
That's okay. We filled in the blanks.
That's right. Actually, with people actually not wanting to hear choice words, it's probably for the best. All right, Time Machine. Who's on it? Who's on it?
All right, we're going to keep an eye on Johnny. Time Machine is we got Tim Hansen from the Bay Area. Excellent player. I know he's had some huge scores this weekend and some almost runs. Where is Timmy in the standings? Oh, he's 10 points out.
Yeah.
And if you look at his run, I bet you'll see one game where he would love to have back.
Yeah,
everyone.
Last action would be my guess.
All right, what's he got going here? Ooh, a 5.3 on attack. Last action's gonna. Oh, you know what? That thing's still got legs if he can put up a time machine here. He's running out of time.
I know. I've
if
been.
only he could go back in time and get more time.
How many? Josh? You just played it. You must know. How many points does he need on time machine for like a 50?
Let's take a look. I was going for pretty much
2 million.
1.5 to 2. If you can get a time warp and a jackpot, or a star warp and a jackpot, that's sort of throwing a little score out there.
Oh, he's dialed into that right ramp. That's the tough ramp. Let's see here. Time machine. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's looking at the high ones.
Yeah, I mean, and if you can get up to like 2.5, then you're talking top 20 territory.
I have seen Tim Hansen come in late.
Well, he's on West Coast time. It's not that late.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting the boy to bed tonight. That's
how many? He's got 3 blues left, so 3 ramps.
Yep.
But he's only on ball 2. So, but this thing got in quick. Oh, there it is. Seen that 100 times this weekend.
Man, that feed from that left is so nice.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
He's got Star Warp. Cash this in.
All right, let's
500K. Bang.
Boom.
Oh.
And
settle. Yeah.
13 seconds. You got forever. Don't freak out. This is where
get the ball.
The music.
Oh
my God! I need the ball. I gotta shoot. I gotta shoot.
Bam.
Boom.
Oh. Settle. All right.
It seems like it's rattling around on something there.
Just stop. Yeah, that big giant black rubber.
Oh, yeah.
I miss my Star Warp. It is so frustrating to know you just left $500,000 on the table.
Yeah, especially when you only need 2.
And it's not $500,000. It's 22 spots.
That's true.
Points in Papa scoring.
So he got his multi-ball going here.
He did.
So what do you do here? What do you got to shoot?
Believe the ramp, which I thought he did already.
You got to hit the Star Warp ramp, don't you?
Yeah.
He just did.
I thought he did right away at the beginning of the multi-ball.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Which is why he's at 1-2 right now.
Okay. What's that jackpot worth?
I don't know. Something more than nothing.
All right. So he's only on ball 2 here. He is absolutely viable at this point.
So
it's game 3, but I'm looking at the time. He's got 15 minutes, so it's no panic.
Yeah.
He has played Centaur, so he can go to Centaur for a quickie. It's when you have to start bribing guys ahead of you.
I was about to say, I'm fortunate enough to have not been at the late night sessions of Papa qualifying in a long time.
Oh, I've been there to the bitter end, dude. It gets
is there
nasty.
is there some cutting, asking for cutting if people are in a decent run?
Not
is
so
that
much that.
sportsmanship?
A lot of blocking, though, right? I mean,
Cradle a ball for an hour and a half?
Dino and Kevin Burrell should be lining up guys from the gutter to like go play.
Oh yeah.
all the fast playing
that's
games. Here's $20. Get in line.
I think Donovan went to go wake your kid up to have him come play an A entry.
It's interesting. The guys on the bubble are all pacing around.
No,
looking at their
Lyman
phones.
is a nervous wreck. I know.
Oh, yeah.
Really? I thought he was pretty good, though.
And I told him, go home and go to bed. You're fine.
Oh yeah.
And he of course,
and Josh, we call that an Escher Lefkoff now because at Northwest he went to bed at 8 p.m. and he bled out to like 19th and then bled all the way back in and got in by a point.
We call that bleeding up.
Yeah, without doing anything, just going to bed.
Tim's got multi-ball that if he can hit 2 ramps. He flailed his way around to hitting the spot targets.
All right, so we got Johnny Modica and Tim Hansen both with a chance to get in here right at the end. Kevin Burrell is on the bubble. Who's 15th? Is that Donovan or Joshua Henderson?
Nice shot. Let's see.
I haven't looked in the last few moments. We're bringing it up.
Henderson's 15th.
Henderson, yeah.
By a point to Donovan's step.
Donovan's still out there cradling a ball on something for 15 minutes?
No, he's been pacing for a while.
It's the worst feeling that I was in Classics at 16th spot until about 40 minutes to go in Northwest, and it's just you're just sitting around sweating it out. It's just the worst feeling.
Tim has got he's got Star Warp and multi-ball. Like don't do that.
Yeah, I got a spotter in Colorado telling me that Monica needs like 20 points or so to get in on this Metallica.
Which is how much?
Or maybe 20th spot. 20th place on Metallica has got to be like 40 million.
Yeah, I would think that would be about right.
Let's take a look.
20th place would be 55.
Oh, it's gone up.
God.
So, we'll do the math on. Hey, Matt, get working on what Tim Hansen needs on his last game. And no, I don't think Donovan is safe right now because between him and Henderson.
Yeah, whoever bleeds out the least.
They're talking right now. Both Donovan and Mark, that's his dad, and Joshua are chatting right now. I don't know if either one of them has a ticket or maybe they can do one last game to knock the other guy down a point or what.
And in the meantime, somebody's got a really solid Metallica game going on right now. He's got 68.
Is that Joe?
I don't know who it is.
Joe Scaletta.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Joe had a pretty solid run in A earlier. Not enough to get him in the top 16.
One of those, man, that looks good on Thursday.
Yeah.
I remember when Kevin Burrell got his big game on Friday night,
by the way,
and he thought he was golden after this big Adams family, and he's now Bubble Boy. So it's amazing every year.
That's lack of experience talking to not keep playing at that point. You know.
Oh, I don't know. It was a great run, and he was pretty excited.
Over the years, you sort of know.
You do get the feeling.
It's like that magical first kiss. You sort of know if it goes well or not.
And every time I ask Josh, he's been wrong. So
that's
if you want to know whether you're in or not, ask Josh and reverse it.
Hey, you made a tiebreaker last night. I told you were going to make it in.
You said I was golden if nobody knocked off my number one, and I didn't get my number one knocked off, and I don't consider that
a tiebreaker. Is it gold? is it silverin?
Yeah. If he had offered me the 220 on Evil, though, I would have taken it.
All right, so now can Johnny go up, not hit start, and tell Brooke that he has a score all finished of a 72 million?
You know,
what's the chances?
The great thing is the software from Carl D'Angelo would not allow that.
Really? It looks at the two scores in a row.
It knows what player is on the game, and you have to be that player.
But I mean...
Well, she's going to put him in right now, and then she's going to walk away.
And she's going to walk away.
Now,
so
all he has to do is stand up. He blew it.
He blew it. It flags
start.
Duplicate.
He hit
all right.
start.
Here we go.
Here's Johnny. Where's Tim Hansen?
I don't know where Tim
What's
is
our...
moving
all right,
to.
you know what? Metallica, I played it a couple times in my desperation. Look at that. Double danger.
Hang on.
No, you get away with it. It settles. But
Tim Hansen's in line on Centaur.
All right. Has he hit Sparky yet? Is he going after Sparky?
He has not hit Sparky
He
yet.
likes to... nope, he's going after it.
Yep.
It's so bouncy. Oh, nice helpful in lane there. That's
I
trouble.
think he just got lucky. but not.
You know what? Now he's only 2 away. He's in his head now.
Josh,
I
it's
would
tightening.
Never,
it's tightening.
never put Metallica in your tournament. Never make your life be on Metallica.
I
Last Action, Roadshow.
I haven't played it
been-
enough, but it is certainly, judging by my experience at the launch party in Chicago, I think I put up about a high 1 million on my one game. It can eat your lunch, especially that left out lane is just a gutter.
And
I would have been all over Last Action in this case.
Yeah, just from the playability of it. And John
Yep,
is a good control
exactly.
player. All right, he's getting some work on Sparky. Oh, that was trouble. Nope, no hit there. Slings. Those slings are just deadly.
They're brutal.
All right,
yeah.
one more to get to the third set. That's trouble.
Save that. Hang
Double
on.
double
hang on.
danger. Oh, you know what? If he had waited after ball 1 to let it settle, I
You
think
think I
he
was
could have
still
got. Yeah,
still moving?
so?
Yeah, because you usually get one good double danger save on that thing, but he also went a little hard.
So your Papa Life is 55 million points away
On one ball
on
on
a
Metallica.
ball of Metallica.
That's right.
You know what? You got to just go stick to the plan. What
Oh
else
yeah,
you gonna do?
absolutely.
You
This
just
is-
walk away. Just leave it up. Just walk away.
This is the situation I was in on my last game in B, and I blew it.
How to go? I was going to say how to go. You're up here talking to us, so
Yeah, I had not put up any score less than 2 billion on jackpot.
3
the
more
entire
shots.
You know what?
weekend.
Get to Sparky. And
oh, that's gone. I've seen it.
Oh.
I've seen it. All right, Johnny Modica is out. That's all right. Give him a clap.
Sorry,
for
man.
trying. That was an excellent.
Donovan and Lyman high-fiving in the corner somewhere.
That's right. That's right.
All right,
and
where's
now we've
Tim
got Tim
Hansen?
Hansen on
Tim
Centaur.
Hansen is on Centaur.
Oh my goodness. Oh, but this is only game 4, correct? I think he
That's
had 2 to
right.
go, so he
That's
has
right.
to get this one done quickly.
Do we know how many points he's at total?
I'm
don't.
waiting for
Somebody
Mateo
will have to do
tell
the
me.
math.
Hold on, let me check my phone here. Maybe he's gone to bed.
So he's got that's a great attack from Mars score.
Yeah.
How
How many points in hand does he have? That's
Yeah.
that 5-3 is solid.
That-
Last action's a bleeder.
Yep.
Oh no,
Time
this is
Machine,
it. This is
solid.
game
There's-
5.
Oh yeah.
All right, he's got 47,000.
I'm gonna try to figure this out.
What
where
ball
he's
is this?
Okay.
Ball 1?
He's
got
no,
half
it's
of-
ball 2.
Okay, he's got half of orb down. If he gets those other 2 down in order, probably gets a second ball into play.
Yep.
He can backhand it and boom. Oh,
Ugh.
he missed it. You can get both of them on one shot. That's trouble.
I
Bam.
would have let that
Yeah,
one.
No, I saw that
yeah,
drain.
yeah.
I played a lot of Centaur. I saw that. I've done that.
Yep.
Okay, at least on ball 3, there's still hope because that release is lit, but it strobes.
Right.
So, Josh, when you hit the target when it's lit, what happens?
When you hit the target when it's lit, the game decides whether it wants to register or not.
Yeah.
And if it decides to register, it gives you multi-ball based on how many of the orange lights that you have sort of in between the flippers at the bottom.
just
So right
trying
now
to.
he
That's
is.
gone.
No,
Nice,
he's all right.
nice.
He's all right.
All right,
He's all right.
settle.
Nice save.
All right, come on, Tim.
Wait
Make
for
that
it.
shot.
Bang.
It's so it's so early on that flipper.
It is. You almost have to aim for the post just to the left of
Yep.
it.
So once again, and you see how hard it is to do the. That's why when Jim Belcito did it, 3 different times, pulled out that last game right at
Yep.
right before they shut it off. It's boy, it's so you need a break, you need to play well, everything has to fall into place, and it both those guys look so good on their penultimate game, but when it came down to the closing,
That's
it's
right.
just nothing.
That's right.
It's just the slightest little error, and suddenly it's But then again, Metallica and Centaur are probably not your first.
No, not at all.
I wonder if Tim thought about trying to get on something more playable, or
He is at 176 after 4.
he still has another game. I thought that
No,
was his fifth.
after
I
4. Is he done? All right, I missed
He's
it.
done.
All right,
He's done.
Yeah, that's. It needed to be a good score, but I'd seen him blow up Centaur a couple times today, so he was familiar with it.
So who else?
Kevin
do we have
Burrell
here
is
playing?
still
Any great white hopes
he's
out there?
dodging bullets.
I'm not sure we have any good. I mean, somebody's got a 350 going on.
We got Henderson and Donovan now, basically blocking at
Yep,
11:55 because they're both bubble boys.
Well, and Henderson's on Adams. You got to make sure you turn that magnet off about 85 times this game.
Oh yeah, and you know what? I think Donovan really needs to think about before he plunges each ball.
Yeah.
What
And
else we got going?
We've got somebody on a really good last action hero run here,
but
but
he has a Viking hat on.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know who that
is.
is.
That Dave Hubbard, maybe?
Okay, let's check Donovan out on Indy 500. See what he's up to. I don't know if Donovan started a run. He had a couple decent scores on it, but he also he would knock himself down on his current run with his avatar, so it has to be a pretty darn good run before he would put it in.
He's not playing any defense on this one?
No, he's actually on a decent run. Not a huge run, but I think at this point, yeah. He waited till about now to play it, so. All right, he's in multi-ball.
What game is this for him?
I don't know. We need Mark to bring up his.
right.
Here, I can bring it up on the phone here.
It's game 5. He's timing it just right.
All right. And I didn't see what his 4 was. It's probably not a keeper, but maybe if he goes
29 on Avatar, a Bill
Yep.
3 on Johnny, 829 Roadshow, and 807 Centaur. Not bad.
Oh, it isn't bad.
Probably
The
better than
problem
I've
is
done this weekend.
It would knock him down on a couple of points. So it's fun. It'd be interesting. He could almost look. The standings are just about set.
You know what? At this point, Donovan isn't bleeding out at this point.
Yeah, I'm going through all
No,
the.
he just dodged the only real bullets,
yeah.
which was Hansen and Modica coming in. And even then, it would have been. He still had a point lead on Joshua.
I know that.
I'm looking up all the entries that are in progress right now, and I'm not seeing anything viable.
You
I
can
know
tell
that
from the body language too.
Does Bob Matthews have an entry out there?
He, I
Because
saw
he
him.
had-
He trailered out one game. I saw a 0, but he did have a good centaur at the
He
start.
did, and I saw him and Carl talking, with Carl begging him to not submit that run, as it was probably going to knock. Oh, I guess Carl's on the outside looking in. So maybe Bob submitted that centaur and knocked Carl out.
No way. Carl was in, and then that would.
I believe so, because they were talking about that when I went to go play an Avatar game.
They're both California guys.
No love lost on the West Coast.
Carl D'Angelo, who spent a lot of time helping out with the software all weekend and was up late trying to sort out router problems, and
What a great reason for a man to finish 17th, I think.
Bob
right?
Matthews
if anybody deserved to get in, it would be Carl D'Angelo this weekend for how hard he worked. And he didn't get to focus on pinball solely the entire weekend, and he's still playing great. And he's the submarine, so he could still get in.
Bob Matthews is in a run, but it's not viable.
Okay, but let's look at the standings right now. You know what? There's a nice little cliff there at 15th, 8 points, which is this time of night is huge. Unless somebody's sitting on a number 1, and all the number 1s and 2s are
up top.
in.
There's not going to be any action here.
No, Josh, it's all those people who just throw entries in without thinking about voiding. They just the amount of miasma in the standings is just staggering.
No, it's totally true.
And
I mean that middle area, it's like 100,000 a million can jump you 5-10 points. Everything's so tight.
Do we have Andy Rosa done for the night?
I have not seen Andy at a game in the last 45 minutes.
The French Gremlin done for the night?
I have not seen him at a game in a while.
We saw Tim
What's
below his
Jason?
chance.
Have we checked Jason? What he looks? Jason always looks the same when he's playing. He could be playing for fun, or he could be playing for $1 million, and his stance never changes.
That's how we do it in Chicago.
That's right.
That's old school.
Jason does. He has 1 game left. $1.6 million on Time Machine. 413 on Last Action.
Oh God, what
great.
a great!
46 on Adams. Which
That's
is nothing.
0.
And 2.0 on Johnny. I don't know.
He could do it.
Get first on. What is he playing?
No, not
He's
even
playing
first.
attack.
He's playing
No,
attack.
that sounds like to me like a good. He did an 8 bill the other night. Nice. Settle.
All right, well, maybe
only
we-
on those black rubbers.
We can pretend he needs $10 billion to get in.
All right.
And
We will offer a free Papa entry next year for the first person who tells us
What Jason's
exactly
point total.
what his score needs to be
That's right.
to sneak in here.
nice little outlane save there
Yeah.
on this multi-ball.
All right, slow it down, Jay.
Get back
last
to it.
game has started. This is it.
So I think
Nice.
Donovan Stepp can feel safe.
That's
in
right.
Colorado. Kevin Burrell is still pacing.
Jason, 4
we saw
shots.
that. We
4
saw
shots.
that on Thursday night.
Yeah, Jason does the I'm just going to hit this ball and pretend like the other one isn't
you
there.
you send the lead ball where you want it to
Yep.
go, and the other one takes care of itself.
It's much better than
Look, he's 3 shots. It's all right. He was in Martian, so he could afford to lose one.
Yeah.
ramp. Done.
One. 300 million.
Bounce it
Hurry
over.
up.
Oh,
All right.
Yeah.
2 entries. You go on the fly
2.
here?
Oh, yeah, he goes on the fly.
All right, settle. You know what? Jason's going to hit this. He's been hitting it all weekend long. Early.
Way early.
Settle. Oh, dear. This is... All right. Another
nice.
chance. All right, we'll do it backwards.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with finishing on the right.
I don't like that right ramp on the fly.
I like
though.
it because
I'd
it's
much
your
rather
first
have the left.
jackpot. at-
Loop
you're
pass.
used to-
Oh, look
nice.
at that.
Modified.
Beautiful.
And
Modified.
bang.
Oh,
way
dear.
late.
Oh, God.
Bump it.
Oh, man.
Was that ball 3 or ball 2?
No, ball 2.
All right. So, you know what? Right here, Josh.
Super skill, loop pass.
No.
Left ramp.
No, you got to drop the visor before you go in.
Yeah, I would super skill here.
I say dirty pool's your only chance here on your last ball.
I guess if you need a 10,
Seriously.
I would-
Take it. Give yourself a chance at dirty pool here.
I would absolutely super skill here.
No. You can get it to a cradle and.
oh my god, you're gonna bash that thing 3 times up the middle.
No, you super skill.
No.
Get the thing down.
Adam's
and then-
saying do not super skill.
to get your visor down.
Yeah, to get the visor down.
No. The scoop will drop it for you.
Oh yeah. There you go. It's a freebie.
Catch, scoop, catch, post pass, TA.
He's not gonna do it.
No, he
No,
isn't.
no,
He's going to
not-
go to
no.
TA
Yeah.
and do his Jason thing and
He's
do
gonna
a
grind.
5-bill TA.
There you go. Flip.
Come on,
flip,
make it
flip. Get your
interesting for the
timing.
folks.
Get your timing.
Come on, Jason.
Bang.
Done.
Oh,
Wow.
Get the ball back. Don't lose
Dead
because of
bounce.
that.
All right, up. There you go.
There we
Good.
go.
Good. All right, let's see what he does here.
Well, I missed his first shot. That's never good.
All
Nope,
right, just
he-
start
he
playing some
recovered
orbits.
already.
Play
Yep.
some orbits.
Yeah.
I always like
yeah.
to do 7 to get to that first bill collect.
Ball savers.
All right,
just
time
slop
to start.
time.
to start trapping up. Oh, he's not getting a
Yeah.
lot of garbage time. So all
No.
right, time to crap up now. All right,
There we
good,
go.
Another
good
one.
flow. He should still
That's
have all
2.
4 going.
All right, 60 mil. There we
All
go.
right,
Got
3,
it. 65, 70.
When it gets to 80, it's time to pull the trigger.
Oh, get up.
Oh, God.
All right,
He's
settle.
gonna trap up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Boom. Nope. He has yet
It
to.
is
Oh,
chaos.
God. So
Mass
close.
All right,
chaos.
all right, he's good. He's got 2. Tip. Nice.
Nice.
Hang on.
Great vision. I don't know if you jailbreak there. All right, come on.
Oh.
All right. One more. Now catch. That's good.
All right, here we go.
You wouldn't
Catch.
take it. You wouldn't take it here.
It's time to.
No.
Yeah.
Just
Right
play
now.
this.
Right
no,
now.
Wait
Oh,
until
yeah.
it comes out the
Yeah,
right.
I agree.
Wait until it comes
Yep.
out the right.
He's catching every time.
This is free. All free points.
You know what? That was interesting. He was drop catching that and not going to the full trap.
Right
he was
orbit.
going on the fly.
Oh God.
He went
Jace,
early.
Just get the balls.
I'd collect here.
I collect
Josh.
here.
Live
Yeah,
catch.
yeah, yeah.
Bang. Nice.
There we go. Now
Collect.
I'd take it.
Yeah.
I'd take a shot at
590
it.
and
Do
then
it.
go and then
I'd go left
orbit.
and collect. Yeah.
Collect and then left orbit and get right back at it.
Get another shot
Settle.
at it. Trap up.
Oh, on the. You know what? That shot is easier on the fly sometimes.
Bounce it over.
Boom.
There you
All right.
go.
Well, he's
All
getting
right.
a lot of
Beautiful.
opportunities.
Beautiful.
Bam.
Yep.
He's not going to miss again. Oh, he's
Whoa.
build her up.
Wow.
Now you wait. Now you.
Oh yeah, you go
Keep
right side,
going.
you hit it. If
I'd like
not,
to see him get it back to a trap though, and not just the drop
Hit
catch
it.
here. Yep.
But what
there
do
you go.
Whoa, Jason, cash it
Wow.
out, man.
Dude. Cash in.
All right, we're getting big.
All right,
It'll actually
hit
self
it. Right
self-
orbit.
No, it'll self post pass. Oh.
Oh, out
trouble.
of the. Oh God,
All right. Oh, nice. Boom.
Up.
All right,
Collect.
now.
do it.
Oh.
Do
Jason,
it.
come
Do it
on.
now.
Jason, come on.
You guys are gonna go leave the booth and go tell him to go do it.
Boom.
Oh my God,
Dude,
do
if he
it.
collects,
Do
it's
it.
going to be awesome.
Do
you
it.
don't want to wait until you're down to single ball and trying to just.
I
Yeah,
know.
and
I
rush
know.
him.
No,
All right,
that
hit it.
after he's missed it 3
Oh.
times in a row.
Yeah,
All right, right orbit. Oh God.
It's like when
balls.
that. That's. Oh, it came forward, not backwards.
Oh, my God.
Get it back. Get it back, Jace. All right, settle.
It's going over. Oh God.
I can't even
Oh,
watch.
we got an in lane
man.
there.
Oh,
Bam. Oh, dear. This
Jesus
is
Christ.
double
Oh,
drain or
boom.
collect.
Oh,
Double drain or
God.
collect. Nothing else.
Oh,
Oh,
my
single
God.
drain.
That was the
brutal.
smart play right there. I would
Yeah,
probably would have
don't
tried to
panic.
post pass and
Yeah.
panic.
No, I wouldn't either.
Throw it
You know
But
what?
Still.
One multi-ball now, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Man, the
So it
points
was
he left on the
1.2.
table.
That was. He had plenty of shots at it. You know, he missed it
5-5.
4 times.
5-5. Hey, but you know what? He's got to get right back at it. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't live catch there. Fatigue.
Bump it over.
Is he going TA here? Oh, video mode. Nope. Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, if he finishes 695.
I'll take it. I'll take that.
Oh, yeah, video mode. This is some good points here.
Let's see if
If you
clear
can do it. You know
Yep,
what? This
yep.
video mode's been weird.
The color DMD, man, it adds an extra ship.
I
I'm
swear to
telling
God
you.
it does.
I'm
That's what it
telling you.
was. You're right. The green ships. There's an extra one. He's doing good. He hasn't used his smart
Oh, God.
bomb.
Clear it. Nope.
Boom.
Got to
Boom.
use it.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. You know you can just leave it straight up and you're golden 90%.
Yeah. Does anybody actually ever do that?
Has anyone? I do.
You would do that right now if you were him.
No.
Of course not.
I wouldn't be him because I would have trailered
Right,
out
I would have
an
collected
hour ago.
my
no.
large total annihilation.
No,
jackpot.
I wouldn't have a game 5 where to get me into Papa. I don't have the temerity to do it.
Too busy being a great dad.
Do you get any points for these hits?
You're a great dad too, Josh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, you got to finish it.
Yeah, okay.
695 total.
That's good. Is he up over 6 now?
I
No.
think so.
Over 5?
635. It's late. Sorry.
Over 5.
Oh, 5.
Hey, do some math. Don't tilt
Oh.
out your bonus.
You go TA again?
He's got to be close, right?
He must be going for TA. I mean, he didn't have any luck shooting that lock
this is
shot.
absolutely a
So-
9
Belcito
shots.
right here.
9 shots.
He hates that. He's just not. He's not doing. Kaylee
Nice
would just
fl-
be
nice
playing
flick.
multi-ball.
That's
He
right,
loves
but
that
he's not
shot.
having any luck at that shot, so maybe
But
he's
you know
just
what?
not
At this
feeling
point,
comfortable
even a
with
couple of hurry-ups.
Oh, God.
Don't tilt though.
it. Yeah.
Even a couple hurry-ups here, like a 300 million
Left orbit.
hurry-up.
Left orbit.
Absolutely.
Right now. Just
Prime the bill hurry-up. What does it hurt?
he has 640 in the can in bonus.
Good to know.
Oh,
Trouble. Ooh. Oh, look.
it-
Knock a
this
ship
is
down.
not great.
Go ships. Triple hit, 240.
There we go. Bounce it over. Oh, no, he's taking
Oh,
it on the
not-
fly.
You know
Very
that
nice.
rattled on the way down. I don't know if it would have made it over.
Oh, yeah.
Drop catch that.
5-1.
Oh, yeah.
Settle. All right, let's overthink this.
Right ramp. Right ramp.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, because
Cal
he's
ramp.
got to go for the bill.
There we go.
Boom.
All right,
Left
left
orbit.
No, he's
Oh,
all right.
God, it's
Bounce
begun.
over.
It's begun. Oh,
All
he's
in.
all in.
Oh, no loop pass.
Drop
no
it. Do
loop
it.
pass. Nope. Take the 300. I like it. Oh, power in lane to save his career. Yes, picked up the 300.
You like picking
Open
up that
the visor.
300?
Yes, I do.
Huh.
Every point could be
This
in or out. It could be less than 300
Has
million.
anyone figured out how many points
Nope,
he has?
no idea.
We don't.
Ugh.
We're going by feel alone. He could be like out by 80 points. We're
That's
all
what-
just,
he drops the number 1 score. He's still out by 20 points.
this is like
that would
fake
be so
drama to make.
painful.
But I really think it's close right now. Just
we-
don't tilt.
Are we just going to pretend that he did it no matter what?
Yes.
Just to get the all right.
Oh, God.
Settle. Oh,
Ramp.
Yep, good park,
pass,
but now
do it.
no.
Oh, my God, right up
Dude,
there.
if he gets to TA here.
Oh, no.
Oh my goodness. If he makes that ramp, he's a left loop away from being in Papa.
Well, he's
Everyone-
got a 6.5.
Everyone on the floor gives him a big round of applause, and do we know what it is?
He's got a really decent run here. He's got a really decent run.
That 400 on last action's huge.
It's gigantic.
Adams has already bled out to 0.
Yeah.
Time Machine at 1.6 is middle.
Yeah, and
Two
Johnny
bills
to
is
2 bill.
middle.
It's going to be
I
close.
think he's in.
It's going to be close.
I think he made it. I'm saying
I
he made
need
it.
I need my pen and paper.
Yeah.
We got to see what happens. I think he's in. That's my gut on that run right there.
If he starts that total, then there's no doubt about it.
What was his time?
Here we are. And where's Jason? 16th. He got in
He did it. Kevin Burrell
by
got
one
Belcito'd.
point.
Oh my God.
Josh, I bet
Josh?
you the 300 pickup at the end there was the difference.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Wait, is Jason?
be
My
one.
screen is still old. Is Jason in?
I'm sure see it right here. Jason at 16th by 1 point over Kevin Burrell.
Oh,
My
God.
God.
It
Let's see.
It always happens.
Let's see if we can get Jason on the mic here.
Jason, come
Jason,
here.
come here.
1 point.
16th by 1 point.
We're bringing Jason up. Ah, there's the celebration.
Come on up here, Jason. Jason, well done.
Oh, thank you.
Here, sit down. Have a mic. Jason, that was really painful to watch, but you really pulled it out. And one thing we were talking about was when you started that last hurry up, should you collect it or go for the billion? And you took it, and that's what Adam was saying you should do. Did you do it on purpose?
I did not take it on purpose. That was an accident. I'm trying to go for that billion, whatever the most points I can get, and I thought I fell short with trying the last time there. So
no, I mean that was killer. And then we were kept trying to you kept trying to pick up that annihilation jackpot, and you kept missing it, and then just going for that right loop eventually.
Yeah, I've been coming up short every single day this week, and I'm glad to pull it out at the end. It's a great feeling.
So that's fantastic. Unfortunately, Kevin Burrell knocked out at the last minute. You Belcedo'd him. So, but Kevin Burrell, this is his first Papa, and to come in 17th place in A, holy crap, the guy's 20 years old. That's really amazing.
I've seen him play in Seattle, and he's a wonderful player. So.
That's right. He's very good. So, and with that, our A division is complete, and our top 16 is finished, and I think we're going to call it a night until tomorrow morning at 10:30. I'll be here at 10:30 tomorrow morning, opening up our commentary with Mark, and I'm not sure who else I'll be with, but it should be some pretty amazing work. And good night to everybody, and we'll see you in the morning.